It's the
A Caleb crossover episode. That's a good way to put it. So I read the article about the cube and like some of the synergies and stuff and the thought process behind it. But I have not looked at the cube list. Going in blind, the cards that look like pack 1 pick 1s to me out of this would be Raffello's, maybe Blood Artist. I like drafting a build around when I'm trying out a new cube. Yeah, let's go Raffello's. Hey, Beige Labrador, I think it's the 48 months. Appreciate you. But ninjas? But the ninjas. Yeah. His article, he was saying the ninjas were good. And Offensive goes infinite. Yeah, I mean, there's literally a persist card in the same pack. Do I take an Elvish Mystic or a Allosaurus Shepherd as my pick 2? I think the question is if someone's going to see Allosaurus Shepherd as a signal. The thing about like Elvish Mystic and Raffello's is you can put them in non-elf decks, right? And they could just be like good cards in your good deck. I really like Retrofitter Foundry. Quick synopsis on this versus Moto's Cube. Well, Moto's Cube has cards that can like win the game on their own. And it's got like really simple combos like Splinter Twin, which are like 2 cards and stuff. This is more of a synergy-based cube. So power is still good, but you want cards to be like more than the sum of their parts, you know? You gotta draft with a plan. Hey, Softnum, thanks for the sub there. So I'm looking at Ignoble, I'm looking at Coco. Ignoble, not an elf. I'm not an elf? Yeah, you got me. You got me. Veteran Explorer. That's an exciting card to see. Reflector Mage is a nice card to put in your Coco deck. We might not be elves. Maybe I should be dipping into sacrifice stuff. Maybe I need to hedge at a certain point. Dark Ritual. Oh, there's Elvish War Master. Alright, I probably want Elvish War Master, huh? Goes 2 elves. Yeah, that's the idea. Hey, Anaxia, I think it's the 22 months. Sure. Oh, that Bayou's tempting, though. Hey, Dak, more. I think it's the 86 months. Wall is interesting. Priest is interesting. Cabal Therapy is also interesting. think Knight's Whisper is better than Stitcher's Supplier here by a lot, but Innkeeper could end up being really good. I kind of like that it fixes. Note the other Drain creature, the Blood Artist did not wheel. God, Retrofit is still in here. I think I want the Disfigure. Yeah, there's a lot of infinite combos, Red. Make a thing clown. What does that mean? Yeah, may the 4th be with you too, Maple Syrup. Yeah, you missed it, Matt. Go live at 7. 7:15, 15 minutes later. Well, that was it. No, he got tied up in a match. He was enjoying his cube. And so he let me know. He'd be around after it finished. I don't know what game he's in though, so I'm not gonna sit here for half an hour. I'm just gonna fire up my own draft, Tom. A rally's almost interesting. I feel like who's ever drafting ninjas should have grabbed that Fairy Seer. That's just my feeling though. Hey Triplin, thanks for gifting a sub to Dice Hoarder. Congrats, Dice. Smash Vandal is an elf. Finale's an awesome win con. Cabal Explorer, less zesty in Cube than it is in Constructed. In Legacy, when you know like fucking 60% of your opponents have 4 Brainstorm, 4 Force of Wills, Cabal Therapy is like a really, really good card. In Cube, you mostly want to play it as a sack outlet. Is Earthcraft a card I want in my elf deck? I don't know. I feel like no. Drafting Deathrite Shaman with a single... Earthcraft is banned in Legacy, yeah. Drafting Deathrite Shaman with a single fetch seems weird, but maybe it's just the pick. I passed a couple early mana dorks.
Oh shit, what up?
And we have black mana in our mana base already. That's kind of nice. Hey, Nuclear Fish, thanks for the 11 months there. Note that Deathrite Shaman is much, much worse in Cube than it is in Constructed, because you needed to draft the fetches to have it be, like, consistently useful. Good draft Crop Rotation. Not a fan of Fiend Artisan in this style of deck. But maybe it's okay. Yeah, I think it's between Lotus Petal, Crop Rotation, and Blood Chief's Thirst. Maybe the Godless Shrine. We have a Rally. We have a Rally in our sideboard. I don't think there's a ton of sweepers in this format, though. Oh, hello. Well, there's another one of those elves. There's Verdant Catacombs. Lotus Cobra would be fine if those weren't here. And I think we're just taking Crater Hoof. Overgrown Tomb number 2. Goblin Bombardment's so fucking sick. So I haven't looked at the whole cube list, and I'm only like halfway through my first draft. But something that I really appreciate about this cube is that survival actually seems supported. Like there's like anger and squee and stuff. A lot of the vintage cubes, like or just like cubes in general, you'll see a random ass survival of the fittest, and you're like, what is this? Is this a 3-mana Eladamri's Call where I have to like bin a creature? Is that what this is? Sweet. Extremely unexciting, you know, no Basking Rootwalla, no Vengevine. Literally just like a bad card for green-black Reanimator, which you usually don't want to be. You usually want to be blue-black Reanimator in those cubes. But yeah, like I said, it seems really well supported in this format. So now because I've got Deathrite Shaman, there's like an awkward thing here. Like, do I take this Elf to make my Elves a little bit more consistent, or do I take Misty and make my Deathrite Shaman more consistent? And I think you just have to take the Elf, but that's one of the issues with this card in Cube. It's kind of like pulling your deck in a different direction. It's the same thing with Brainstorm. Now all of a sudden you have to like look at fetches differently. I just feel bad with passing them. Past Infestation is fucking cracked. I'm gonna draft that one. I guess. I don't think I want it. But maybe. Earthcrafter Wheel. Elf Tendrils. Can we Elf Tendrils? We have a Nettle Sentinel. That's basically a ritual. I should pull out all my on-color random nonsense. Just in case. You think Earthcraft is the most busted enabler for this deck? Yeah. I don't know if turning my Elf Mana Dorks into Mana Dorks is that available. Oh, it looks like there was a time confusion. Fucking time zones. All right. It looks like we've got a Caleb.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, hey, hey.
Are you streaming right now?
I am. Yeah, I start at around 7 every day.
Okay. Should I watch on your stream or should you share your screen through Discord?
I'm going to share my screen so that there's not a delay.
Makes sense.
Huh.
How's it going so far? I can't see the deck right now.
Yeah. All right. You should be able to now.
Yeah, I totally see that. Is the audio and everything good?
Let me check my chat. Hey chat, how can you hear Caleb? Not the me Caleb, the other Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, in case it wasn't clear.
Little quiet. I can adjust that. All right, can you talk? Can you say something?
Hello, everyone. Am I quiet still or am I good? Caleb G could be louder, a little quiet. A bit louder than guest, please. Quiet, a bit low. Better.
Better.
Sounds
All right,
pretty
I'm gonna
good.
crank you up to
Good.
full. And
All
this
right.
is it, folks. This is as loud as it gets.
I can make it louder on my end too if you need to.
No, this is fine. I think.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I'm taking the Gaia's Cradle over Priest of Titania.
Yeah, Cradle seems great. Sorry everyone that I was late. I'm bad at time zones apparently.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. I'm
But
going to
this
answer for
looks
everybody. I'm
sweet.
going to speak for my entire chat.
That makes sense. So what how does draft go so far? What'd you first pick and stuff?
Pick one to Rafellos.
Okay.
Which I think is like a really, really good pick, like blind. If you don't know anything at all about a cube, I think Rafellos is like it's hard for Rafellos to be bad, and it's like a nice build around. I like having build arounds. It like points you in a direction when I'm starting out a
Yeah.
new cube. I did read your article, and it seemed like it's going to be like less good in this cube than it is in a lot of other cubes because you're going to have less like individual finishers. We do have Craterhoof here, which is the
Yeah, I
best
think
one, but it seems like we're not going to have like a bunch of planeswalkers to ramp into and stuff.
yeah, but I mean getting like 6 mana on turn 3 is it's hard to go wrong when you're doing that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think I'm just going to grab Foothills here, get another fetch
Yeah.
for the Death Right.
Fetch seems good to me. So, all right, I'm looking at the deck now. It's just a sweet green black stuff going on
Yeah.
the common. I like it.
Yeah, I started hedging with black when I wasn't sure if elves were open, if green was open or not. So I grabbed a couple random sacrifice pieces. We had already had Coco at the time, so it seemed like we could go in either direction, and now we're like this weird half breed between them. But it seems like
Yeah, that
Zulport Cutthroat could be fine in the elf
I
deck.
find that happens a lot in this cube where you take like parts of one archetype, play in another archetype, and it usually works out like green black sacrifice whatever, but then you have tokens to go with Guy's Cradle and stuff.
Yeah. Was that one of your intents when you built the cube?
Yeah. I mean, some stuff was intentional and some stuff I could just claim was intentional, but it was pretty fortunate or whatever. I think this was kind of a combination of both. Like, I added Chatterstorm and stuff to add like a tokens deck, but then it turns out just like Pest Infestation playing random green creatures is pretty good too
Yeah.
in that archetype. Or yeah, like Chatterfang too, if you want to go full tokens with Liliana's Standard Bearer is like a thing.
I wonder if I should be grabbing the Chatterfang now. Nothing else is very exciting here except for maybe Spawning Pit.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if it's good in the deck. It's interesting. The Standard Bearer I'm a fan of, but maybe I value it higher than other people, but it's good if you're going like full in on the combos because you just set up where, you chump block with like 4 pests and you draw 4 cards. Or if you have like Yawgmoth, you sacrifice your whole board and draw like 10 cards.
I kind of like that. It's not a bad hit off Coco too. Are there any sweepers in this format?
Very few. There's like 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which is better, and I think I'm just gonna defer it to your like uh decisions if you want, unless you want help, because I don't want to like basically draft the deck through you.
Oh yeah. No, I'd that was a pack where I was thinking I was gonna be like basically throwing away the pick anyway. So your input was valuable. I appreciated it.
Sounds good. But otherwise, I'm here to observe, unless
One
say
one of the
otherwise.
things about having like a War Master, Rafellos, Allosaurus Shepherd thing is like most of my picks are gonna be auto picks, right? That's not gonna be.
Yeah, the green decks are pretty straightforward, depending on how hard you go into elves.
Yes. Oh, I love this card so much.
Oh, that card is so sweet.
I've been messing around in pre-modern and playing Fecundity with like Caller of the Claw and Goblin Bombardment.
Oh, that's so good. The
It's
Color
so
of the
much
Claw is a
fun.
card I really thought about putting in, and everyone said it was bad in the
What?
queue.
No way. If Sacrifice is supported, that card's got to be insane.
That's what I
It's
thought too.
it's like Liliana Standard Bearer, but
Oh
instead
shit,
of
what up?
drawing a card, you get a 2/2. Like that's
And they go well together, right? If you
Oh,
go
yeah.
into
what
both
up?
of them and then
Yeah.
sacrifice your board, there's a whole
Oh
lot of
man,
stuff
that's
there.
such a late elf. Yeah, I had to pass a couple mana dorks earlier on. I had an interesting pick between Allosaurus Shepherd and a Llanowar Elf clone, and I wasn't sure which sent a better signal.
It's tough. I think the Shepherd's probably good. I mean, honestly, your deck looks great. So whatever you've been doing seems good to me. You already have Earthcraft and stuff too.
Yeah, you hear that, chat? My deck's great.
Yeah, I think it's good. This is ooh.
I might actually play this Carrion Feeder.
Yeah, I was thinking that like Fecundity.
Fecundity Cutthroat.
This deck's getting really spicy really fast, which is how I feel about most decks in this cube.
Can't be that fast. We're at the end.
Oh, that's true. Well, since I've shown up anyway.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about building the cube? I know you put like a lot of time into it, but I think people underestimate the amount of time that goes into building cubes in general.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, my process for building the cube was not particularly efficient because it was partially just me enjoying like looking up new archetypes and synergies, which took a long time. But basically, I started with the MTGO Vintage Cube, and my process
Wait,
was
you started for the MTGO Vintage Cube and you ended up here?
yes, yeah.
I think you took like the most roundabout way to go from point A to point B I can imagine.
Yep, it was really bad. No, I I don't recommend it, but that's maybe being a bit disingenuous. I started with the list and I cut, I don't know, a third of it right away because there's cards I knew I just didn't want. Like, I wanted
Sure.
the lower curve. I didn't like the cards that basically say you can't play the game, like Teferi, Narset, um, things like that. And then personally, I'm just not a fan of Planeswalkers, at least in limited. So I kind of cut all of those.
Yeah.
And then the process from there was just iteratively trying to find a situation where the incentive to lean into these cool stuff, like, is Fecundity a card that you can actually play and not get run over in a Vintage Cube format? Or Liliana Standard Bearer? Like, iteratively trying to make it so that there are few enough cards that just take over a game on their own, that there is a reward for, doing this cool synergy stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And that process took forever. It, it was just like play the cube, see which cards won a ton, see which cards lost a ton, take out the ones that win too much, fill in with more fun synergy pieces. I started last August, I think,
Okay.
and the cube went through a lot of iterations. I had like Pyromancer's Goggles with what are those cards? The ultimatums. There's like Pyromancer's Goggles ultimatums with the conspiracy card that's like when you draft it, you can like cast a card from your sideboard for free.
Sure.
You play like with like Cruel Ultimatum, and then I had Dream Halls too, like this whole thing. And the curve was really high, and I just basically kept iteratively cutting the curve down lower and lower after that point because people play cheap cards, but people don't play 8 drops that often.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Unless that's all that's in there.
yeah,
So
that's true.
it kind of seems like you were going for like roughly a similar thing as Living the Dream Cube, where you wanted to reward people for like synergies and like over the top wins and like some like flamboyancy and like style and planning and stuff. But you did like the opposite thing of the Living the Dream Cube, where the Living the Dream Cube, like all you have is like huge wonky EDH nonsense, so like nobody really gets like steamrolled by like mono red aggro or something. And then you like dropped the curve way super low, so you'll have like a lower power level, and you're like kind of forcing people to draft around synergy.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like a less clunky Live the Dream Cube was, I guess, the objective. But less, I guess, like chunky too. Like it's all these like tiny little interactions that add up to like this cool big deck.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you thinking about adding in this deck?
These are the cards that I'm the most interested in. Well, I got pulled off over here. I got like 19 playables. I'm pretty sure I want all of these.
Yeah,
I guess I could play Disfigure.
I
I
would
could.
probably recommend Disfigure. Some things
Okay.
just like statistics of the cube. It's like 80% of creatures have 2 or less toughness.
Okay, so it's closer to Swords to Plowshares than it
Yeah.
is in like literally any other cube then.
Yes, and there's about 50% of the creatures have one or less toughness. So even like Lava Dart is a card that looks pretty bad, but it ends up being kind of double Doomblade at the end of the day
Okay.
for 1 mana.
Yeah, I passed Dark Blast earlier, and now I'm kind of regretting it. They could have
Yeah,
like
I
milled
mean,
lands for
think about it
Desiree
against
too.
your deck, right?
Yeah, this deck's never beating a Dark Blast.
Yeah.
I actually conceded to a Dark Blast in an SEG top 8 once when I was playing Elves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had played the matchup in the Swiss, and my opponent was playing like a bug control deck with like Pernicious Deeds and Dark Blast and stuff, and I was playing Elves using a Mirror Entity. It was back in
Hmm.
it was back in the boomer days of Elves, and basically I managed to win the match in the Swiss, but I super lost the game that my opponent got to start with like a turn 1 Dark
Oh shit!
Blast.
What up?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That card's
It's really good against elves. It's a it just like buys them enough time to get like an actual sweeper going or something.
Mhm.
And in the top 8, we had already split all the prizes, and we had 2 like excruciatingly long games. And in game 3, I took a mull or a double mull or something, and my hand was like not very good,
Oh
and I wasn't
shit!
very
What up?
happy with it. But I was like, okay, well, good enough. And I look over and I see my friends have been waiting for me, and they look like tired and hungry, and I'm tired and hungry. We've already chopped the money. My opponent goes turn 1 Dark Blast. I'm like, yep, that's it. Good luck in the top 4. Bye. And everybody's watching is just like, wait, what just happened? Like everyone's confused.
I would never fault someone for conceding in that spot. I think people underestimate just the human aspect of like how long tournaments can be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
Like people get like really critical when they're like watching a top 8 at home and people are making mistakes and stuff, and they don't see like all the good plays that player made to get there. They just see them when they're like most exhausted and drained. They've been like traveling for however many hours, lack of sleep, playing for rounds upon rounds upon rounds.
yeah.
They're finally in the top 8. They haven't had a chance to go like eat and stuff. And
They make one tiny mistake and the internet explodes.
oh, I'm better than that player. I'd never do that. Oh. Anyway,
Yeah, so I think the cards you're looking at are pretty good. One card I would mention that is probably better than it looks at first is Hogak, just because like you can just raw convoke it with a bunch of creatures. So like if you have Pest Infestation or a bunch of elves, you can play Hogak like relatively quickly. I don't know if it's good in your deck, but it's I think one people underestimate sometimes.
oh, I can see that for sure. I was saying
It's
during the draft, I was saying something that I appreciate about this cube is that like survival seems like an actual good card.
oh, it's so good.
I see it
It's
in like every
unbelievable.
cube, and I'm like, it looks terrible. There's no like Rootwalla or Vengevine and stuff. It's like literally just there to facilitate bad reanimator decks,
Yeah.
and it looks
Or
like
like
legitimately
really
good here.
sad elves. Like,
Huh?
you tutor or like really sad elves where you're playing like a bunch of mana dorks and you tutor up like a tireless tracker or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, in this cube, if you build your deck right, you have full Vengevine Chains, Hogak, Scourge of Neltoth, um, stuff
for
like that.
sure. I think I need. I think I have like a lot of like outside Coco stuff right
Yep.
now already. So I think I'm gonna grab like Perilous Mirror. I think it fits. Like we have a couple sack outlets for it, and then like what you said about Disfigure means that it's probably closer to Necrotal then.
Yes, it is very close to Necrotal.
And then I might
Yeah.
want to jam. I don't know. I'm really tempted with the crop rotation because we do have Gaia's Cradle, but we also already have Reclaim or Defined Cradle, so maybe I don't even need that.
Yeah, I would just build it and see. I mean, I think it's hard to go wrong, right? Like if you just put a random compilation of your green and black cards, you'll probably be fine. It's hard to go too far off.
How many zombies do I have?
I think you could get there on zombies. You have 2 actually. It's not that many.
I've got 3. If you
Oh,
count like
Jadar,
Jadar
yeah,
and the
yeah.
Leona and Carrion Feeder. It's not a ton, but like I only really care if it's a zombie if I have a sack outlet and the sack outlet is Carrion Feeder.
That's true.
To me, it's
There's
okay.
also Undead Augur if you want another zombie. Double black is hard, but it's an option.
Double black does seem hard. I think I like the Carrion Feeder, or the Gravecrawler rather. And then I think 16 lands is okay here.
Yeah, seems good.
Earthcraft can untap Cradle, right? Yeah, that's kind of sick.
It cannot.
Oh, it's only basic land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I need
fuck
it.
me.
I've seen people do that way too much, and it hurts me every time. And I'm like, no, this card is templated so weird. Yeah, I think that's good. If you end up having too many lands, Night's Whisper as a go down to 15 lands works too. But either one's great.
This land suggestion seems fine. 8 black is almost too many.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. So do you have any like overall feelings about the cube or thoughts on it, or it's
Overall,
yeah, I
people
don't know.
that's
You've
like
done
a
one
a
draft.
chat question. I'm like day one cube, haven't read the whole list, haven't played a game. Chat's
Fair
usually
enough.
like, what makes this deck cube special? And I'm like, I haven't like read a lot. I read the article for this one. I'm like way more prepared for this cube than I am for most of them because I actually read your article. I
Thank
thought it
you.
was a good
I
read.
appreciate it.
Um, but yeah, no, I can't really give you overall thoughts on day one.
Yeah, totally understandable. It's just different
It's
than most
just
people.
different.
Yeah. Mostly I just like I'm getting so much feedback continuously about the cube right now. It's overwhelming, so it's nice to just play a little bit. I was
Yeah,
just
get some games
before I
in.
got on here, I was playing a really sweet uh Bazaar of Baghdad Punishing Fire Oxyvagonus Squee deck.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, with I think my finish was Conflagrate plus Glinthorn Buccaneer. So like basically double cast Conflagrate.
Glinthorn Buccaneer.
It's whenever you discard a card, it does 1 damage to your opponent.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
so
that card,
like
and I was like, "That's the loot thing, right? How does that combine?" But you provided me with the important part that I was not remembering.
yeah, I looked at that card like 10 times while making this cube, and then eventually I was like, oh yeah, that's good with Bazaar of Baghdad because you do 3 damage every turn.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick. That's a sweet idea.
Yeah, it's played a lot better. Another like I guess metagame part about this cube is 4 toughness is pretty hard to kill. So like I basically set it up so the small creatures are easy to kill, like Disfigured. But then stuff with 4 toughness is kind of like a static effect. There's not that much stuff that kills them. So you can be a bit more safe with like, tapping out for a 3 mana 2/4 or whatever.
Yeah. So probably makes Stride a little bit better too.
Yeah,
I'm
for
usually not
sure.
keen on Dryad just because like people tend to want to play it in decks where it, like super doesn't belong. People get that way sometimes with like constructed cards where they like get used to seeing it be good and constructed and then forget like why it's good. Like
Yeah.
people, I did a rotisserie cube where someone like pack one pick one, um, like a brainstorm, and I was just like, why? Like now you have to pick so many fetches, and it's just like not nearly as good.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to learn. I mean, just some people only play constructed and then you're like, well, this card was good when I played it last time.
I gotta say, this hand makes me a little hot and bothered.
I This looks amazing. I'm about it.
The elves work with each
Anytime I
other.
just have Priest of Forgotten Gods in play in this cube, I just feel like I cannot lose
Yeah,
until they kill it.
that card has that effect where it's
Yeah.
like, yep, I just get to win now.
And you can do one deck I drafted earlier was like Query and Ranger, Priest of Forgotten Gods, just double activate. Oh, so good.
I'm not sure if I should War Master or Priest on too. I'm leaning towards Priest. The next turn I can like convert Gravecrawler into mana and maybe just play Fecundity and just do that.
Yeah, seems good to me. I think another thing I've learned about this cube is just how open-ended it is. Like when we drafted it, so part of the other start of designing this cube is I did a lot of drafts in my Discord. I think we did like over 100, probably.
100? Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Because I just scheduled them like daily. It was like 6 p.m. whenever whoever wants to draft can, and we'd get like 20 people sometimes. So you'd set up like 2 or 3 lobbies,
That's super
and
cool. Do you
yeah, it
want
was
to
so much fun.
do you have a handy link to your Discord? You You can get it from your Twitter or your YouTube pretty easy, I'd imagine.
Yeah, let me just I could just get one right now. Link people to limited in cube, create invite. This link will expire in 7 days. Should I just send it to you on Discord or post it in the
Oh,
stream?
post it in the chat, please, if you don't mind.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so that's the Discord. So we did like 100 drafts of it, and I wrote a bot to store all of the data from everything. So I could see like, this card got picked first pick like 100 times. People passed this card a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
And that really helped with Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna War Master into it.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
We don't have a fetch for the Deathrite or anything, but it being a black elf here is kind of hot.
Oh, triggering War Master, yeah.
Deathrite's another one of those cards that's just like way better in constructed than it is in limited.
Yeah, although I will say for this cube in particular, we have. Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, it's good for you.
This?
Yeah.
Why is it good for me? Oh,
Whenever
it's both players.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I played this card back in Block. It was right when I was like first getting into Magic, and there was a affinity list that played like Genesis Chamber and Skull Clamp, and then it had the 1 in a white 1/1 that made it so that your equip was one less.
Ooh, I
So
like
you'd play
that.
your Ornithopter or your Frogmite or whatever and get a free 1/1, equip for free, and draw your cards. You see where this is
That's so
going,
fun. You can really do a lot of stuff this turn.
right? I think I lead on the Earthcraft.
Yeah. I like that. I'll just let you make the plays. If you have questions, tell me, but I hate backseating, so
Oh,
I can
yeah, yeah.
understand.
Yeah, backseating is the worst. It's a little bit different here because you're like an invited person.
That's true.
So you're very welcome to comment and suggest and all that stuff. Tell
Sounds
me I'm a
good.
big fucking idiot.
So far, it seems like you pretty much understand what's going on. So that's good. But the thing I was going to say is with this cube in particular, there's 3 sets of fetch lands. So like Deathrite Shaman and Brainstorm are actually somewhat playable now. Like it's fairly common to have the ability to activate Deathrite. He says as there are no fetches in the graveyard, but
But I can still use it for mana. It's good.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, I think like Brainstorm,
Opponent's gonna draw
Deathrite.
cards off my fecundity. I'm still doing it. I'll draw
This
more
is
cards.
beautiful.
This is great.
I really wanted to get what's that guy? He's a red goblin that like sacrifices goblins to add red.
Screw Prospector.
Yeah, I really wanted to make like that plus Empty the Warren's fecundity like an archetype,
Sure.
but it unfortunately didn't work. But there's an un one of the unset cards that's Mon's Goblin Waiters.
Mons
Which-
Goblin what?
Waiters?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it lets you sacrifice a creature or a land for half of a red mana. That card is it's unfortunately it was in the queue, but I can't have it on Magic Online. But that card is unbelievably strong. You just like sacrifice all your tokens, add a ton of red mana. Yeah, just go off from there.
God, this Genesis Chamber would be like sick in my deck. And they just played it. Do I even want to play this? I could save it for Fauna Shaman.
You could save it and probably just Craterhoof next turn, even.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the odds of me drawing a creature are really high, though, because I can always sack the priest, too.
True. Oh, you know what? You could even
Just
untap
activate
Priest and sack again.
Oh.
This is amazing.
I think I'm going to do that. I think
Yeah,
it
it seems good to me. This is one of my pet archetypes, so I'm so happy to see it going off like first try.
Get rid of these mirror, because they're probably worse than elves for some reason. Oh, I shouldn't have played my land, maybe. in case it's
Oh,
your cradle.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Do you still have crop rotation?
I think I chose not to play the crop rotation.
Ooh, you have Gravecrawler, Earthcraft Fecundity. You
do,
just win right here.
do I have infinite mana?
Infinite mana, infinite cards. Yeah, I think you win.
Yeah, that seems right.
Thanks, opponent, for the for the Genesis chamber.
Thanks for the Genesis chamber. Yeah, holy crap.
This is one thing I was a little concerned about is just people who don't play as much cube. I mean, this is kind of a cube for people who like going deep. But like with Genesis Chamber, if they had just waited a turn, it's probably good in their deck, but
Yeah.
Genesis Chamber Go is a very dubious line to take a lot of the time. This is the other problem with this is it was built to be played in paper, so
Oh,
this
so
would be
like
a lot.
clicks and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pretty common moto issue. I've played
yeah,
I've played a solid amount of Bomberman though, so I'm not
yeah. I
worried.
mean, you seem like you're fine. You just find one Crater Hoof and
Right, yeah. It's only 20 cards. That's not even like I think it actually takes me less clicks to draw through my deck here than it does to kill someone with a Bomberman loop.
yeah, I think that's true. And I mean, the opponent should kind of realize like you just kill them.
Maybe. I mean, they don't know that I have a hoof. Maybe
That's
they're.
also true.
And I am kind of having fun, so like it's not really a big deal.
It's definitely a good way to showcase the cube.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
This
not
is game
complaining
one.
about it.
Game one of this cube. This is my first impression. You wanted my overall thoughts on the cube. This is fucking nuts.
All right, perfect.
Opponent's at
Oh man.
12.
You have a Zulaport Cutthroat in your deck somewhere too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You could probably even just sack all the mirror tokens if you want.
Oh, just start drawing. Just have it
Yeah,
instead of looping.
doesn't really matter though. Look at the chat. I streamed for a little bit. It is so much harder than people understand. I'll say this while you're comboing. Like
Yeah.
I came from YouTube where I just record a video in my free time and it's fine, it's whatever. I don't have to have people like backseating telling me plays that are just nonsensical or whatever. Oh, don't play Liliana Standard Bearer.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay. I have decked myself a couple of times with that. But anyway, yeah, I tried streaming for a bit and I might do it eventually, but it's not easy.
Oh, I need to not auto yes fecundity. Yeah, streaming isn't easy. I think if you have some history in content creation, it gets a lot easier though. Like
That's true.
I've been doing YouTube videos for Channel Fireball before I started streaming, and I think that gave me a big leg up.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. But yeah, I'm trying to like look at chat, but I'm just like even just watching you play, I'm like this is enough for me.
I almost sacked that Zulaport. That'd have been awkward.
Yeah. That's a big carrion feeder.
I could hold priority to stack all these.
You could even Perilous Mirror for lethal.
Get the last 2 points in.
Yeah.
And this took a little bit longer than I thought, but we also had to go pretty low. We never found the Crater Hoof. Crater Hoof obviously takes fewer clicks. But we did it!
We got there. Hopefully, the other thing is like once people learn like this is an infinite combo, they will concede. It's kind of like making someone play out Splinter Twin.
Oh shit. Yeah, yeah.
But if you've never seen Splinter Twin before, you know, you'd see like 7 loops and you're like, does this go on forever? I don't know.
I met someone at a modern tournament that had never seen Splinter Twin before, and they were like enthralled with it. We played round one, and they were playing like a sweet brew that they had like clearly like self developed and stuff. And when I twinned the Deceiver Exarch, they were just like flabbergasted, like, "What do you call this?" And and it took me like I wasn't sure if I was getting trolled or not for at first, but it was just like very earnest.
How far into like Splinter Twin existing did that happen?
In standard, almost instantly. I think people knew about that combo like before.
Sorry, I meant when like they did that to you. Like how long had it been before they were like
Oh,
they
this
hadn't
was
known?
yeah, this was a modern tournament. So like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it wasn't even extended. It was
Okay, so they should have known.
I mean, should have isn't the word I would use, but it was an amusing moment for me for sure.
Yeah. I some of the just the interpersonal like reactions of playing Magic is it's so fun. Also, your opponent's doing some stuff over there.
Yeah, this is a 6 start.
Holy cow.
I was feeling pretty good with like Rafellos into Craterhoof, and I might just die.
Nothing has ward. Oh, well, that's good.
That doesn't quite help me here. I guess I can chump it with Bloodcaster next turn.
There's some hope, but that's quite the start from the opponent. Mishra's Workshop, one of the biggest goals with this cube was to make the just the good enablers good, right? Like in oh
Yeah,
my gosh. In the Magic Online Vintage Cube, Mishra's Workshop is fine.
it's really hit
But
or miss. Yeah, it
yeah.
that deck is like good if you're the only one drafting it, and if multiple people are trying to go artifacts, it also all of a sudden becomes like really bad, and you're like fighting with a lot of people over talismans and stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, this is fun.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Casey
so
had
my goal in
rules.
this cube was to make it so like you could play a Mishra's Workshop deck and it's not good with like 10 cards in your deck. It's good with your entire deck basically.
Okay, I was not
I
expecting it to go with this direction. That's only 11 damage. I'll take 11 damage.
no problem at all.
Oh no. Okay. So Greater Hope costs 1 less. That's kind of hot.
Ooh, Earthcraft is 1 mana.
Earthcraft is 1 mana.
I feel like you just like need to draw Pest Infestation right now.
Well, I can't do that. I don't have any
Yeah, I
Psych
know.
Outlets or anything. And playing Crater Hoof like doesn't get me there. So I think I'm just like hoping that I can block with this Bloodcaster. It doesn't have trample or anything.
Yeah, if you block with Bloodcaster, I'm trying to see. I guess you have to tap Craterhoof or Raphaelis to cast Craterhoof.
Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, I mean like next whenever you do go for it.
Oh, sure, yeah. All
It's
right.
crazy that you could still win this.
It's possible. Something like a Coco could be good. Oh, I shouldn't be F6ing. Because that way I can loot with the blood token.
Blood token, draw. Okay. I mean, they don't have trample. I intentionally made trample pretty rare in this cube. That way the token strategies just don't get blown up.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess, a conscious choice. Because Traxos was a card that was in this cube originally. And it was in there kind of as a joke because it's not a card you would expect to be good in limited. but then it ended up being just very good and limited. Like it's just like a turn 1/7/7.
So I think I have to tap all 3 to play the hoof, and then it's just hoof and Gravecrawl attacking. So it gets +5, so it's like 10 plus. Yeah, I think that works. But if they have a counter, I lose.
I think next turn you can just super win, right?
Is that the goal? To win now or super win next turn?
Well, I don't know. It's just I have no idea.
I assume they have nothing. And if they do, then worthy
Oh yeah,
win
that's
on their
17.
part.
Good call.
Ooh, drawing a card. Nice heads up play there. Using my fecundity.
They might have wanted to do that before Crater Hoof came into play, but
Maybe. Who knows what their deck has, right?
yeah. I cannot believe you won this game. But I guess the opponent just had the one creature.
Right. And like with fecundity, we could have like jumped it a bit longer. Like you said, we could have like waited.
Yeah. Nice. Good start.
Yeah. If they'd had a second creature, that would have obviously helped them out a lot too.
Yeah. Just an Ornithopter just ends the game right there.
Literally anything, yeah. The Ornithopter would have been sick. Carry that plating. Arcbound Ravager has to be in here, huh?
Yep. Arcbound's in here.
So you could play Arcbound Ravager with Fecundity and Genesis Chamber.
It's pretty good. You can also play Arcbound Ravager, Scrap Trawler with Black Lotus. I've done full KCI combos basically, but just with Arcbound Ravager, Scrap Trawler, and Mirror Retriever or whatever.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much any combo you can think of that's the pieces are less than 2 or 3 mana is probably in this cube. I guess the part of the design objective with this cube was to not focus so heavily on like 2-card combos, but more so just cards that are good with each other in general. That way you don't try and go too hard down like, I need this card and this card specifically. It's more like fecundity plus stuff that dies is like a general sense. It just helps decks be more well-rounded. Because there's no like one answer to how to build the deck. Like you could build fecundity in this deck, you could build fecundity with Empty the Warrens, you could build fecundity with, like you said, Arcbound Ravager. Like there's so many different ways to do it. And that was just part of the design process. Oh, that's a good card.
I kind of forgot this card existed.
It's not good often. But in this cube, I know the math on most things. It hits like 55% of the non-land cards in the cube or something.
That's
so it's
bad.
almost Thoughtseize.
I guess I should have let on the Allosaurus Shepherd, huh?
Did you keep a no-lander?
Yeah, looks that way.
Interesting.
Oh, but no.
Yeah. Best way to play around discard. Just have nothing in hand. Ooh.
Joke's on you, opponent. My hand's terrible.
I mean, you like killed him very soon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
With Cradle and Allosaurus Shepherd.
Yep. That's the idea.
So that's spicy.
Yeah. Could almost activate Shepherd there.
Oh, that's true. What did he 4?
Just from Earthcraft shenanigans. Oh no, we're getting ninja'd.
Ooh. What do I want to see?
Big game.
Opt.
Got knocked. All right.
Is me stating cube facts like helpful?
Stating cube facts? What do you mean by
Yeah.
that? Like what's in the
Just
cube and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So the three wrath effects that you do want to play around are, oh, they're super dead.
Yeah, it's
Are
a turn
the
4
Meat
kill.
Hook Massacre,
Oh, Meat Hook's in
Fiery.
here?
Yeah,
That
it
one makes
is.
sense. Plays well with the sack synergies and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of the wraths are just kind of accidental wraths. Like that card's too good not to put in the cube, basically. So yeah, the Meat Hook Massacre, Fiery Confluence is just a good wrath, and then Damn are the only three.
Are there any non-power cards that you thought were too good for the cube based on like power reasons? Like you explained earlier that you didn't want to have like planeswalkers, like cards like Teferi and stuff, and I assume that that means Oko as well.
Yeah. Non-power cards. So Traxos, I think the artifact deck in general needed a lot of tuning down
Sure.
because it was unbelievably strong when I first built it. Because you had like Workshop, Academy, Urza's Saga, Mana Vault, and kind of a byproduct of the like lowering the curve is that Moxin and like Soul Ring in particular aren't as good as they are in the like Vintage Cube because Soul Ring's pretty bad like with a low curve. Um, so the artifact deck just kind of accumulates all these really strong power cards because not as many decks want them as they would in other formats.
Yeah.
And so I was seeing like turn one, Mishra's Workshop, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Traxos, like Urza Saga nonsense. So Traxos is one I cut for power. Urza Saga is another one that is just, it's not interactive.
Sure.
Like in Modern, I think the metagame is kind of adapted to it where you just play a lot of like destroy enchantment stuff or whatever.
These duress effects have not been having a good time against me here.
Wow, they kept duress in their deck.
Yeah, after the freebooter whiffed, gotta get that Earthcraft, I guess.
The like, yeah, there's like two cards that you actually care about. So that's one. There's so many actually I cut for power. I can look through the list if you want.
Oh no, it's the double duress. The opponent basically on a Moldify on the play here.
Oh man, this is really sad. Honestly, another one I'm considering is Yorion being just too strong because big
Wait.
flyers this cube has a really hard time dealing with.
Interesting. So Yorian's in the
Yeah.
cube and might be too good.
Yeah, or like Restoration Angel, just like a 3/4 flyer for 4 is like pretty strong. But
I
it
almost
depends on
want
the
to reclaim her
matchups.
Arbor Elf here instead of playing War Master. And then next turn
Yeah.
I could play War Master and activate Reclaimer and go get Cradle. Then I'm not triggering it though. I'm not playing the Sentinel. Maybe that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna play the War Master. Well, I'm gonna change my mind like 3 times.
I
This
think
is one of those
both are
turns where I
fine.
would take like a long tank, like a several minute tank, and then like make a play and curse myself for making that play for the rest of the game. Because like the whole game like kind of like hinges on that one important turn, you know.
Turns out your line worked out a lot better.
Maybe the Reclaimer might have been more important than the War Master.
Well, your opponent's playing 2-for-1 themselves tribal right now. So I think
What a
just the
fascinating archetype.
oh,
Oh, Mana Drain
okay.
is in.
Okay. Now the game gets interesting.
Now the game is interesting. You're not wrong. Someone in my chat said that Forked Bolt was cut for power level reasons.
Yes, yeah. Forked Bolt was basically it's a really hard line to balance elves in a limited format because if you have good cheap available removal, it's possible to just make elves a trap because people just kill the heck out of all your creatures.
Yeah.
But then if you don't have good removal to interact with the elves, then suddenly you just get completely blown over by some of the stuff you've been doing, right? If you go like 10-1
Yeah.
guys, cradle, elf, whatever. So it's a hard balance, but like some of the balancing stuff that I did was like cutting Forked Bolt and adding Lava Dart instead, because it's similar, but Lava Dart has more synergy.
At least there's
right?
a
If you're
downside to
playing-
Lava Dart, yeah.
Wow, their 3 draws in a row have been something.
Pretty zesty.
Yeah.
That's why I put those cards in the deck, though.
Yeah.
And now they have a force spike. I'm getting
Oh, when they
Cabal
saw your
Therapy.
crater hoof.
Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna win this game. This game started with them going turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Freebooter, and then they had one card in hand, and now I have no chance of winning.
Yeah, losing hoof. I mean, I guess if you draw Allosaurus Shepherd, it's still possible. And you have
Yeah,
Fauna
Shepherd could
Shaman
do
to
it.
get it. So that's
Or maybe
maybe a thing.
Priest. Oh, they're just force spiking? Yeah, I'll pay the 1.
I like it. This opponent knows where they stand. Other power level cards are just the Wrath effects, I think, too. Like Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, Pyroclasm. It. Oh. Oh no.
Huh.
I. Huh.
I think they're just cashing in for cards.
Yeah. Divest. They have so much discard.
Yeah, they have a ton.
Their deck is sweet, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so power level, I'm trying to think of other ones.
It's so
It's
rare
a,
that I see Cabal Therapy in a cube, and it's even rarer that I like think it looks interesting or that it like belongs and stuff.
yeah, that one oh, that's interesting too. I cut and added Cabal Therapy, I think 3 different times at different stages of the cube. Because there was a time when I was trying to make Tiny Bones work, which is it's a commander card. I'll say it for chat. It's whenever your opponent discards a card, you draw a card basically. So
It's
like discard tribal stacks was an archetype at some point, but then it wasn't fun really. I don't know. It made decks that are synergy based not good. So I cut that one, but then I re-added it when I added the like Bridge from Below, Scourge of Neltoth Hogak deck, because sometimes like Cabal Therapy on yourself is a pretty solid line, sometimes.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
then
I
just
really
like milling
appreciated
into
you
it.
saying it was for chat's benefit, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Save my dignity, keep me from having to ask.
I just assume you know every card. You've been streaming for like a bajillion years.
Doesn't mean I know what Tiny Bones is.
Fair enough. It would be good in this board state almost. I think it has an activated ability that does like 10 damage to people with no cards in hand or something crazy. This
I feel like I should be
Changeling
attacking.
Outcast. You're thinking of just swinging out?
Yeah, maybe keep Fauna Shaman back. Because Fauna Shaman can go get, not Blood Artist, but the other one, and could help me, like,
Oh,
close the game.
yeah, that would be quite good. Yeah, it seems
If I
good. I
attack
mean,
all out,
Changeling
though, then the
Outcast is
2/3
gonna.
goes there, this goes there. They take, like, 6 or 7. Maybe it's just, like, a 2-turn swing.
I'm for it.
Yeah. Which line do you think is better?
All right, let me think about this. So if you attack now, they block Nettle Sentinel, they block Arbor Elf, and they probably take 6. You don't gain any life, and they lose Mesmeric Fiend and Watcher for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then on the backswing, they draw 2 cards off Ingenious Infiltrator, Changeling
Probably
Outcast.
just one from the Changeling, right? Because if they attack with the Infiltrator, then they don't have that blocker.
That's true. Yeah, you attack for 6. Yeah, I think it's good. You could also just attack with the tokens.
Oh, you're thinking, like, not even attacking with the Nettle Sentinel?
Yeah, because the block of Ingenious Infiltrator is going to be good on anything. And so not giving them a 2/2 to trade with could be interesting.
Yeah. Then I'm only doing, like, 3 damage, though.
That's also true. And they
So
have a
which would
bunch of
you
cards
do?
in hand. Let's get aggressive. I came here for supporting, just talking about the cube.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But that's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting to hear your thought process and stuff. It's cool that you shared that. I told my chat that I wasn't going to do the line that you chose, so that was the
Oh
only
yeah.
reason I pressured you there.
like it. I mean, yeah, honestly, I think any of those two lines would have been good. This one, they're at 6. If they swing with both, they die. And you have a lot of good top decks.
If I attack with the Fauna Shaman, they'd be at 5, though. Maybe I should have done that.
Uh-oh.
They have 6 cards in hand. That's
Yeah,
so
the
many cards.
tribal stuff is pretty gross.
Demonic Tutor? Oh no.
Are we gonna get meat hooked?
Don't jinx me, Caleb.
Honestly, it wouldn't even be that bad, I don't think.
Meat Hook Massacre? It'd be kind of bad.
It'd be bad, but I've seen worse. I don't know. I'm just like perpetually optimistic in all board states. So I'm just like, it's fine. We'll figure it out. I hope they demonic tutored for Silver Raven. That card is one. It was Blurry Beebles, which is an unhinged card.
Maybe I should have kept a pest token back here. Yeah, that was the right time to chump. It was a what Beebles?
Blurry Beebles. It's a 1-mana artifact that's the original text is it's unblockable unless your opponent has glasses on.
Okay.
And then whenever it hits an opponent, you draw and discard a card for 1 mana. And it's an artifact. But I just errated it to just make it always unblockable because I don't know, punishing people for wearing or not wearing glasses is kind of weird. But yeah, there's just a couple cards. They killed themselves.
Yeah, they found lethal. Maybe that's what they demonic tutored for him.
That could be too, yeah. Well, we are quickly 2-0 here.
Cruising. We are cruising along.
But yeah, there are just some cards that are like kind of weird. Like Silver Raven, I just had to make a cuts at the very last second of the cube. I think Bomberman is another one I added at the very last second.
Sure.
Because
Bomberman seems to overlap with other archetypes.
Yeah, I think it's still fine, and it might end up keeping it forever. There's a lot of white 4-drops basically.
Oh, sure.
Because Tishar is just so much better than the Bomberman combos. It's unbelievable. So
Tishar just like getting back Black Lotus and stuff.
Yeah.
Doing the Bomberman thing, but having like way more flexibility.
Yeah, like you just cast Perilous Mirror and get back Eternal Witness. I don't win from there. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen an uncontested Tishar not win the game like the following turn. So that's what I cut it for. But then Enduring Renewal is not available on Magic Online.
Oh no, I didn't even know that.
It's not available in cubes. I guess they have some royalty deal with the artwork, and the artist is...
To be clear, Enduring Renewal is the 2 white enchantment that every time you have a creature dies that costs like 0 or 1 or something, it goes back to your hand instead of the graveyard, right?
Yes. It's any creature, though, not just cost 0 or 1.
Oh, okay. I've only seen it in decks with a bunch of like kobolds and shit, so you can loop them.
Yes. Yeah, and this you play like Hangerback Walker or whatever.
Yeah.
And then win, or Cauldron Familiar with Phyrexian Altar works too.
I didn't know that wasn't on Moto. It makes sense that they like couldn't get the rights for the art. I know that's like...
Well, it's weird because it is on Moto, but I guess they have like a royalty deal where like every time a new set comes out, they get paid, and for some reason, it seems like the way they told me is releasing a cube on Magic Online, the way the contract works, is kind of like releasing a new set.
Okay.
So they like have to pay the artist probably the same amount as they do when they release a new set with the art or something. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah. The other one was Urza's Bauble. It's on Magic Online. I just couldn't use it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
They're like, these are too expensive. Fair enough, I suppose. Yeah. No, that's like a behind the curtain look. It's some like as a factor that like a random person cubing would have no idea.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't matter too much though.
Yeah, probably not. I assume it doesn't come up super often or what have you. If they keep up a ton, like they would probably release a new version of those cards, so they can afford to put them in their cubes.
Yeah. I don't think many cubes really support Enduring Renewal as an archetype. So I forgive them.
Oh yeah, let's shock. And I think I'm just gonna.
Also, like every opening hand of yours has been so good so far.
Yeah, just mono good
I've been
cards. The
about it.
trick is to only draft the good cards, and then your hands look better.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
Wow, get snared me. I was hoping the Jar was gonna do cool things with fecundity, just like be a Phyrexian arena that domes them for 2 every turn instead of me.
Yeah. I just want any fecundity play. I love that card way more than I
Oh, I
should.
love it so much too.
There was
And
another one.
I'll
Oh,
put
go
it in
ahead.
decks, and then I'll start with like 2, and then it'll become 3, and then it'll become 4, and it'll be like worse as 4, and I'm like, I don't care. Like I want multiple of this thing. I just want
The thought of being without fecundity is just it's too much, you know.
right, yeah, yeah.
Although I think there's some validity to that. Like decks that want fecundity, like probably really want fecundity, so not having it is a big cost.
Yeah. I'll let on the Bloodcaster here, because they have a random bolt or something. Like, they probably want to kill the Rafellos.
Yeah.
So you lead on the
Also,
Bloodcaster. The Rafellos is like more likely to soft counter there, but I thought this was slightly better.
yeah, I think it
Also,
works. Ooh.
what? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think that's a totally fine line.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of fully supported Jeskai Ascendancy combos in this cube.
Oh, nice. I
Uh,
think I just
I
win.
added Feet Stitcher mostly specifically for that.
Cool fecundity stuff not happening.
Just deading your opponent over here. What is going
This
on
is
here?
not our first turn 4 kill this league. This is gonna
No,
be like my best draft of the whole season. It is just the one where I'm like, don't know what's going on, just like snagging an archetype right out of the gates. Like, yeah, I'll do that, I guess.
sometimes there is something to be said for not like overthinking things, you know? You're like,
Oh,
I have nothing to
absolutely.
lose. I'll just take the fun stuff. But I mean, the green decks are really fast in this format, and they kind of had to be because of, there's like a bajillion lava darts and disfigures or whatever.
Yeah, lots of nice fast removal, and then the combo decks also seem like they can win like stupid quickly. Like playing a
Yeah.
KCI off of a workshop, like it seems like you could kill someone extremely quickly. So if your aggro decks can't compete, then they're maybe just
Yeah,
not
it's a
playable.
really tough balance of getting, the combo decks to line up with the removal decks to line up with the creature-based combo decks.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, very, very hard to have an actual balanced cube, especially when
So,
you're using power. That's just
oh,
like the nature of power.
yeah.
It
The
make
fun part about this cube in particular I've enjoyed is just the weird relationship that power has with the cube now. Because before it was pretty much you see power, you take it, but
yeah.
it's not the case anymore. I mean, you'd probably take Gaia's Cradle over most Moxen in this deck, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, 100%. I might even take Guy's Cradle over like a on color mox in this in this deck.
I probably would. I'd probably take it over almost any card in this deck. Almost. Like, if you had this deck minus Gaia's Cradle, I don't know what card could possibly replace it.
It it's if it was in the same pack as Hoof, and I already had like a lot of mana production, I would probably take Hoof.
Yeah, I
But
support that.
that's like it. I think that's all I can think of.
And
There's no natural order in this cube, is there?
sorry to interrupt. Sorry, I keep interrupting. There is no natural order, and honestly, it's just because it was kind of a trap card.
Okay.
Like, there's, I mean, so in terms of good 3 drops to get, Cradle Hoof is the best one. And then you could play it in the like cool Jund sacrifice list to go get like Corvold the Fakehurst King. The
Getting
Gitrog
Corvold's kind of
monster.
hot, yeah.
Yeah, so that was like the common line. Or Titania, Protector of Argoth. She's probably the strongest single card in the entire cube. Because like you play her, you sacrifice all your lands, you just get 25 to 30 power instantaneously for one
Yeah.
card. Um, so like getting her was good, but it was basically those three, and most people would take natural order in like a deck like yours. And if you don't have Craterhoof, you're finding like a Rafellos off natural order, and it just felt kind of weird.
Yeah. You didn't put a bunch of like Terastodon nonsense in here. It's not like a reanimator and big stuff ramp like individual cards that win the GameCube. It's not that at all.
No. And a similar thing happened with Tinker. I still kept Tinker in the cube because it's good, but I it's a little bit misleading just because what people are used to, which is like, oh, I'm gonna tinker into Bolas' Citadel, Blightsteel Colossus, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, it's more of like a demonic tutor type
Yeah,
combo
yeah, you're
taker
getting a
card.
combo piece or something.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot in those types of cubes. I've been
Yeah.
playing. I mentioned pre-modern earlier. I've been playing it a little bit lately, and Tinker in that format is not nearly as good as I'm used to playing Tinker in like Vintage Cube and stuff. The most
What do you
busted thing
tinker for?
you're getting like Phyrexian Devourer, the 6 mana card where you exile cards off the top of your library or whatever.
I'm actually gonna look that up. I've never heard of that card.
I might have the wrong card name. I have the wrong card name a lot, but it's a 6 drop where you exile cards from the top of your library and you get to put 1/1 counters on it.
Oh.
Um, and then you pair that with like a Altar of Dementia or something. Uh,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah, yeah.
Wait, why have I never seen this card?
It saw a little bit of play in the tail end of Survival Era in Legacy,
Okay.
and there's a survival combo with it in pre-modern as well, where you go get a Volrath Shapeshifter and you discard Devourer to survival, and then you go get Triskelion and you stack all the counters and then discard Trike and ping them.
People play this with Necrotic Ooze?
They did, yep.
Oh, that's my first thought when I saw it. I was like, just know
Yeah.
your whole deck.
So I could flash in Liliana, but that seems like a poor use of that card.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. The Tinker is just a synergy card. It's just interesting.
Oh, earlier you apologized for interrupting me. Do not feel bad at all. I talk over people all the time. It's difficult. I try not to. It's really difficult online because like you don't see the person, you don't have like the physical cues and stuff, and there's like some inherent delay and
It's
whatnot.
yeah, it's pretty rough. But all right, good to know.
Yeah.
Are there any other like questions you have about the cube? I know I'm just asking questions that chat does. That's like you played 3 games.
Uh, I think I got the major ones. I think I got the major ones in.
Okay, I'll just keep spouting off stuff as I remember.
Sure. Yeah.
Thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Do you want to all of your content goes up on YouTube, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I do stream. I might stream this cube. I'm not promising it, but I might do like a one-time stream of this cube. But pretty
Sure.
much it's Caleb Ganon MTG on YouTube. I post 3 times a week usually, and it's mostly cube content. But I do some nasty pauper decks too, which are
Ooh.
pretty fun. Did you ever see Fischl Brand?
Official brand. No. Is that the Merfolk deck or
It's a pauper deck I made that so Energy Tap and Burnt Offering. Energy Tap is a blue to tap a creature and add mana equal to the creature's mana cost.
okay.
And then Burnt Offering is just black and you
Sacrifice
the
version,
creature
yeah.
and add black red. And then Rush of Knowledge is 5 mana and you draw cards equal to the creature's mana cost.
Yeah.
So I built a deck that was basically like all in Storm with that and like the Delve cards like
Okay.
Gurmag Angler and another one.
I thought you were gonna say the morph creature at first, but Delve sounds much better.
Yeah, people kept mentioning the morph, but it's so weak. Like the thing about Pauper in particular
Really
is,
weak and mana intensive.
yes.
Whereas like your Delve card could cost 1.
Yep. And it pretty much, I mean, Pauper has like sack lands, it has careful study, ideas unbound. Like,
I almost want to flash in this standard bear.
I don't hate it. They're at 17. Oh, this is the opponent who was Jeskai Ascendancying, right?
Yes.
Goodbye, Fate Stitcher.
I might Serval here. Like, and then I'll actually get a card.
Yeah, I think that's good.
You lose like an important card, like a Raphellos or the Cutthroat or whatever, but there's taking in the old no attacks, no blocks. Maybe they were hoping holding back click would like prevent me from attacking.
Maybe.
Sometimes that works. Like sometimes it's actually correct to do the no attack, no block thing. It's very rare, but every once in a while it'll like impact your opponent's play.
Yeah, it's always an interesting place when that like is correct because there's so many things that are like almost treated as like hard rules of Magic.
Yeah.
When it's correct to break them is pretty wild. But I think you could be right. That could be one.
I think I'm much more likely than the average player to do something unintuitive like that, and that also makes me more likely than the average player to do it when it's wrong too. So sometimes I get burned for sure.
But then you look brilliant sometimes too. That's
Yeah.
and you flip it on Twitch, and then people share the video, and you're good to go.
Yes. This man understands me.
I think just maximizing variance for making. Oh.
I found the time to play the standard bear.
Oh, it sucks you don't get your cradle.
Right? Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, I found that just maximizing variance for content, like people don't want to watch the middle parts of Magic they see all the time. They want to see like the tail end of like the top 2% of decks that, or like plays that they don't get to see when they play Magic themselves.
They're cloning the Wheel of Fortune. All right. Let's get some cards.
This is something.
Yeah, I realized that when I was first kicking off and starting to stream more. Oh no, my crater hoof. I noticed that I was like getting more views than like literal John Finkel, despite him being the best player in the world, playing Storm at like an extremely high level and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because there's more entertainment than that. That's not all there is.
Yeah, and it's a weird thing to learn, but once you do, I mean, most of the streams that I've watched of yours have been decks involving Cabal Therapy and what are they? The creatures, when they die, you search for an enchantment or a planeswalker.
Academy Rector?
Yeah, I watched the heck out of all those decks. Those are so... I love them so much.
Yeah, those are sweet.
But it's a deck like I would probably never play myself. But it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I love that's just a preference for me. Cabal Therapy. I love that card.
It's so sweet. Also, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill them, but not this turn. Oh, I could War Master and pump, but I only have 3 elves.
Is that lethal? So they get +2/+2, so they'd swing
No, like the Raphellos wouldn't be able to attack. So it's literally just 2 more, and those can get blocked off, and they take 6.
Yeah, this seems better. Especially Zern Orb. I don't know what they're doing with that, but...
It's a scary card, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in every cube, but it seems scary in this one.
Maybe they have like second Sunrise?
Yeah, or the 4-mana one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just there for paradoxical outcome.
Oh, it could be that too. That's
Is
less
Brain
scary.
Freeze in here? It was interesting that they cloned the wheel.
Yes, Brain Freeze is in the cube. Okay.
Well, whatever they wanted, whatever they had going on, they apparently needed those artifacts.
First game, first trophy. I'm not even on the leaderboard right now.
Oh, yeah?
No. My first 2 drafts, I might have gotten nervous or whatever, but well, I won't spoil them. They were fine. I just didn't trophy.
They're going up on your YouTube, though?
Yes. Yeah, they should be live pretty much like now. YouTube takes forever to render stuff.
YouTube does, yeah.
Yeah, it's still processing.
Especially with longer videos. I don't know if you've ever experienced or ever like experimented with like actual long form content. I've done a couple 24-hour streams, and putting them up on YouTube is a pain because YouTube maxes at 12 hours. Like, that's the maximum length of a video that you can put up. At least that's what the max was the last time I tried to do one of those. And so like the editing had to be exact. You know, it couldn't be like a second over 12 hours or YouTube wouldn't accept it. And then the longer your video is that you're uploading, the more things can go wrong with the tech side on YouTube's end. Like, there's just like a large fail rate where it'll just like fuck up the rendering at some point. And it takes so long to render, like you said. So you're just like, I think one of them, it took me like 4 days to actually get the VODs up on YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sounds miserable.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the longest I've ever done is 4 hours.
Yeah.
I made a compilation of just my storm wins. I put it up on YouTube.
Nice. So like just like the actual
shit,
victory
what up?
turns.
I think so. I might have been lazy with the editing and it was just like close to that. But yeah, it was pretty much just like me doing the cool storm stuff. And it's like 4 hours of nonsense. But that took forever to upload. I can only imagine like a full stream VOD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking even longer.
It gets like exponentially worse.
I could see that, yeah.
Like, you can do like a 1 hour video for 1 hour or something like that as like a general rate, but then like a 12-hour video becomes more. Anyway, we don't talk about all that. How are you feeling? Did you want to like take off, get dinner, get back to drafting your own stuff? Do you want to start a draft here with me? This is
I'd be down to hang out for a draft. I missed like the beginning, like pack one, pick one stuff.
did,
which is, like,
yeah.
the good
Okay.
pack one, pick ones in this cube are so weird
shit, what up?
sometimes. Like
We're just
sometimes you
immediately
open
here.
power.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that weird.
No.
I think we're just taking Mox Emerald out of this one.
Yeah, but it can be like I don't know. I've had some packs where you get like 8 fetch lands and then I don't know, like no power.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier you're playing like 3 of each fetch in here, right?
Yeah, 3 of each fetch, 2 of each shock, 2 of each duel, and then 1 of each of the triomes.
I love that.
And the new like Capenna, they're not called triomes, but the same thing basically.
Some cubes intentionally have bad mana, and there's something charming about it, but I do think it hurts the replayability at a certain point.
Yeah, it's just at some point you're just like, I like casting my cards. And especially with this cube, the curve is so low that like on the MTGO vintage cube or whatever, which is what most people are going to compare this to,
Yeah.
like it's fine to miss your mana on the first 2 turns sometimes because you can come back with 4-drop Planeswalker, play a 5-mana player or whatever.
You can have your entire hand be unplayable and cast a balance on the key turn, and it doesn't matter, just who cares? I could
Yeah,
only play one
exactly.
card, it was Mind Twist, where I get to win.
Exactly. So like the bad mana there is fine, but in this cube, like I'm trying to set it up so you can play like Thoughtseize and Elves if you want to, or things like that, and you really need your mana on turn 1.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think the green cards in this pack, like usually, like obviously there's a benefit to drafting green when you have a Mox Emerald, so you don't have like a colorless land in your deck.
Yeah.
But I don't think like Loam or Masked Vandal draw me to green. I think I'm more drawn to like Meat Hook as like one of the few sweepers, or Master.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
spinning
that's
out
fine.
Master with a Mox. I mean, that's synergy, right?
I think honestly, this cube is fairly like choose your own destiny. So like, you could take Master, you could take Life from the Loam, Forest Dredge, or whatever. You could take.
Unlike those choose your own adventure books, though, you can't like hold the page with your finger in case you don't like it and go back.
Yeah. That's true. Once you commit, you're just going down that rabbit hole.
Magic needs a sandbox mode. You kind of have it when you're like playing in paper. Sometimes you can like rewind, like, oh, let's see what would happen if I did this. If you're like playing with a buddy.
Oh yeah. That would be interesting for drafts because like how different would the draft be if you took something besides Master of Ethereum in that specific pick?
Yeah, yeah. And
Like you
sometimes
could end up
it's-
in a completely different deck.
right, yeah. And I mean, they have those bots on Arena, those draft bots.
Mm-hmm.
That like then use like machine learning to try and slowly mimic humans or whatever. It would be kind of interesting to have control of those and get to like redo your draft and see how differently it plays out and the various seats and stuff. Mess around with that. Give like
Yeah,
Magic a sandbox mode.
that
I
would
don't
be
think Top's very
awesome.
good in Master of Ethereum deck, but it is an artifact.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's good in just. I'm not
Fate Stitcher
suggesting you need to do it.
plus Top is a fucking
Oh, that's true.
a little draw engine.
I do not recommend taking Fate Stitcher the first
Oh,
go around.
over the Ascendancy.
Well, that too, but in general, I think Fate Stitcher is a pretty good card to get like picks 10 through 15 or
Yeah.
something like that.
I feel
Uh,
like if I want to Ascendancy, I should be grabbing it now and then trying to wheel Fate Stitcher or dig.
I,
I think I'm gonna
I
take
mean,
the
this is
pedal.
the setup for it for sure. But do you want to do it is the question.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously it's not great off of Mox Emerald, but it means that cast like top decking Mox Emerald is pretty sweet. Yeah, how many times am I gonna want a Jeskai Ascendancy? It is good with top, as you mentioned.
Yeah, that's sweet. I was saying something. I forgot entirely what I was saying.
Before I rudely interrupted you.
No, I think I interrupted myself actually. I just have a soft spot for Jeskai Ascendancy, and it's one of those cards where I had basically all of the support for it except for Fate Stitcher.
Uh huh.
So by adding just Jeskai Ascendancy, I added an entirely new archetype to the cube at the cost of like one card.
Nice.
And those moments in cube design are just so sweet.
I think if I was committed to Ascendancy, I'd be taking a gamble, but I think like I might still end up being a master deck, so I'm gonna take the copter. I kind
Yeah,
of
it
hedge my
seems
bets
good.
here.
Copter's just good. And there's a red, like a blue-red discard matters archetype too,
Okay.
where you could play like Jeskai Ascendancy for value. There's Containment Construct, which is whenever you discard a card, you exile it and you can play it from your graveyard.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like Riel the Everwise, which is like whenever you discard cards, draw that many cards basically. Also, this is looking pretty nice so far.
Yeah, it's looking like an artifact deck. Fire Confluence is so good. I love that
It's
card.
insane in this cube.
Did you play with that card at all when it could still hit Planeswalkers?
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I got so mad that I can't hit him anymore.
It's frustrating anytime your opponent's got some obnoxious walker. You were saying Yorion might be too good.
It depends on the deck, specifically.
Oriok Salvagers could be hot with like Psy in here.
Yeah, it's a good one. There's like so many good picks. I was just being quiet to see what your response was, to be honest.
Oh, like what to grab during that pack?
Yeah. I really just like watching people when they draft because it really helps me get a feel for what people are excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another one. ATOG, for whatever reason, they wouldn't let me run ATOG in the cube. So
It's banned in Peasant, so maybe that's it. Too powerful.
yeah, too strong.
It's probably better. Well,
I think Ginger Brute's better,
it's
personally.
really good with Psy. If I end up doing like Psy stuff, like the Tog, makes a lot of sense. There's
Hmm.
still a chance that I'm not Jeskai Ascendancy though.
I think, yeah, you likely won't end up Jeskai Ascendancy, given this pack.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh
no
yeah,
love
with
for
the Fate Stitcher
Canonist.
con, someone's trying to do it.
No love for the Canonist?
Canonist is decent. I want to have like some fetches for top.
All right, fair enough.
I don't have to play top, obviously, but
It's good for sure.
Canonist is one of those cards where it's like hard to know exactly how many of your opponents it's going to be good against until you actually play with the cube too.
That's true. I think for future reference, it's very good in this cube.
All right, fair enough.
Like, imagine it against your last deck.
Yeah.
It stops a storm.
Even
it
then,
stops
like on the draw against that
elves.
deck.
Yeah, that's fair. This is looking great though. Like, there's so many different directions you can go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have any cubes in paper? Like, do you cube in person at all, or do you build cubes
I
or
have a
anything?
friend that's got a powered cube proxied up, and that's the one that I probably draft the most in paper. And
Okay.
it's pretty good. He's a he's got like kind of like an old fashioned sensibility about the cube, and he's got more mana considerations going on than Vintage Cube typically has, like more land matters stuff happening, which recently got added to the Vintage Cube online too. So like now they like match up a little bit closer.
I was so
I
happy to
built
see Get Rog be added.
I built a commons and uncommons cube, but I didn't like it very much, so I kind of just have it sitting there. I was trying to make it like have like kind of like a vintage cube style play experience because I thought that would be funny, and then I played with it and I was like, oh no, this is just garbage. I had some ideas like if you draft like a squadron hawk, like you get like 3 or 4 hawks. You draw an
I
AK,
love
draft an AK,
those.
you get like a bunch of those, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And
those are so fun.
it just made drafting like really warped because if you drafted a squadron hawk, now that's like 4 cards for your deck. So that like now all of a sudden you're just gonna have like way more playables than everybody else at the table, and that can like impact how you prioritize things.
That's true. Yeah, I could see that being problematic.
So I don't
It's
think there's an issue with having like hawks and AKs in, but I would do it differently if slash when I ever rework the cube. I'm gonna do it so that you have to draft them individually, which could work out really well, and then just like cut some of the more egregious, unfun cards, cut cards like channel and shit. um,
Yeah, that card has a tendency to be polarizing, to say the least.
yeah. Um, the most busted one of them though was Seven Dwarves.
Oh, you got all 7?
Which I thought was hilarious, and it was for like the first like 2 or 3 times we drafted it, but it was just like way too good. It was like having 7 pack rats in your deck, and it's a commons and uncommons cube, so
Yeah, that seems a little much.
a little much indeed.
But you could have ratted it so like if one dies, they all die, or there's
Right,
workarounds, I
right.
suppose.
No. You're suggesting workarounds that take time and effort, and I've not done that.
Hmm.
Maybe I want Terrarian. I don't know.
I think Monoskellion tends to come around, even
Yeah.
though that's one of those cards that's just better than it looks, just because like the specific of the cube.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kill Lotus Cobra, you kill Luminarch Aspirant. things like
Right. I'm still like kind of hemming and hawing between like if I want to be a combo deck or an aggro deck. The Terrarian working with Salvagers is kind of cool. Now I'm
Yeah.
looking at Hard Evidence and Blasting Station.
I have no idea which one is good. Oh, I have to mention this. There's a challenge for the cube
Okay.
that I'm putting up, which is hard evidence based win conditions. Whoever gets the most fantastic crab based lethal, I'm gonna give them a prize. I don't know what it's gonna be. So it's probably not gonna be anything huge. It's more for fun. So don't like force it
Uh-huh.
for any reason.
All the
But,
crab they can eat at their nearest seafood buffet.
something like that could be good. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, if people send me a picture of them swinging for lethal with the hard evidence crab token, or not swinging, but doing something with it,
Killing
right? Like,
killing somehow, yeah.
yeah, the more fantastic, the better. That's an open.
We could
challenge,
certainly
so-
kill with it in this deck.
Yeah, the examples I gave was like bonus round, Past in Flames, like make a bunch of crabs, Jeskai Ascendancy,
Mm-hmm.
Craterhoof, Behemoth, things of that nature.
I
Alter
like
of
these
Dementia
1-drops
crab.
fine. I'm gonna go with the fountain though.
So if you do happen to get there, just send me a picture or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Lasheila's nice.
Yeah.
She's one of those ones where the 4 toughness, like, it seems like it would be bad, but she's pretty tough to kill.
This is a card that I've played with in the Living the Dream cube and respect based on based on the history of that. Otherwise, I would have to reread this thing like a whole bunch.
Yeah, it looks like a card that would be bad.
It says draw a card on it. How can it be bad?
Ooh.
I don't think LED works here at all.
You have Salvagers specifically.
Oh, yeah, okay. I rescind my comment.
If you want to go that route.
There's Plateau here too. Yeah, okay, okay. You talked me into it. We still have another
I
pack to go
I
to.
wasn't even intending to. Because we don't have like a spell bomb or anything right now.
We can we can like bring the Terrarian back once per turn.
Yeah,
Or if
that
we had
could
a
work.
sack outlet for it.
I talked you out of taking the ATOG and now I feel bad about it.
Lion's Eye Diamond, Blasting Station, and Ginger Brute's a win. And then there's also Hangerback Walker. That would be a win with Blasting Station or Altar of Dementia. Hope of
Ooh,
Europe here
okay.
would be like another way to win there. I think I'm gonna grab the Strand. Okay, options.
That's a lot of
The
options.
Containment Construct is interesting with LED.
Dinkside Engineer goes hard too.
Yeah. Also a win with Salvagers, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one's probably better. Oh, poor Rotting Rats. No love for Rotting Rats. That's the card that I'm least sure about in the cube.
Okay.
Well,
It's
actually, I guess Miasmic Mummy is just the worst Rotting Rats.
sure. It's good with like sack outlets and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, Bridge from Below is in the cube, so like sometimes you just got to discard something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think someone in the comments actually asked about it later. So if they're still here, uh, an hour and some change later, you got your answer. You got your answer on rotting rats.
Yeah, Rotting Rats is there for discarding Bridge from Below, Scourge of Neltoth, and things like Bloodghast or whatever.
I might play this rabbit battery.
That card's good with like the welders.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, heck
yeah,
yeah.
like play Goblin Welder, attach it, sack. Yeah,
Do you have Greaves in here?
I do not. I played Rabbit Battery instead of Greaves. I don't know if that's correct, but that was the
It's certainly
decision I
more
made.
interesting because everyone's played with Greaves to death.
Yeah, the problem is there's a lot of cards that are like intended for purposes, and people don't. I guess like they're not used to them doing that. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
so I see a lot of Rabbit Batteries in like attempting red aggro or something like that. And
yeah. And you're like seeing it as more of like a combo facilitator.
yes.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting. So like so sometimes playing like a card that's slightly worse in your cube might make the cube more intuitive if that's
yes.
something that you're looking for.
Yeah, signaling is something that I've really tried hard to go for because if it's an archetype nobody's used to drafting, you kind of have to help guide people in that direction. I think as Mirandis, I don't know how to say that, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The Underworld
No.
Cookbook. Uh,
Oh, Asmo, sure.
yeah, Asmo. That's one in here. I don't know if that card itself is like objectively good, but I'm hoping at least that Asmo plus Cookbook like is a good signal to show people that hey, discard is a thing that you can draft for.
Yeah.
But there's probably a lot more like broken discard payoffs that could have like kitchen imps or something. I don't know.
This is a tricky pack because I think Arcbound Ravager and Chromatic Star are both like kind of equally good here. I guess I'm gonna go with Ravager. Chromatic Star obviously better with LED or better with Salvagers and better with Ascendancy, but like Ravager also works well with the Hangerback and the Monoskillion.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The only the only consideration I could have for that would be like if you're the only one in artifacts, people are probably gonna pick up Chromatic Star, but some people might not take Ravager.
Sure, sure. So since we're in pack 3, instead of pack 1, like passing Arcbound Ravager sends the wrong signal, whereas in pack 3, it's like more likely to wheel because you're probably the only one doing that.
Yeah,
I
right.
like that reasoning.
I don't know if it's correct, but it's the thing that crossed my mind at least. This is
Yeah,
also an interesting pack.
there's some sick fucking options here. Like Tinker could help us find the Salvagers combo more consistently, but we don't really have a way of finding the Salvagers. But it just like gives us the LED or the Blasting Station or whatever we need.
Yeah,
Underworld Breach is obviously good with LED. Frantic Search is great if we are doing Ascendancy things. Breach is good if we're doing Ascendancy things. Ornithopter would be another zero drum. I don't know. I could even see the Steam
Arid
Vents.
Mesa
Huh?
is another option. Just Arid Mesa too as an option.
Yeah. I guess I'll just let it take the tinker. That's fine. Save me a click.
Seems good to me.
I guess.
I mean,
Kind of a
this deck really wants a workshop or Tolarian Academy.
yeah, right. At least we have Mana Crypt, so we can still like dump 3 drops on turn 1.
Yeah, Mana Crypt Tinker particularly is one of my all-time favorite combos.
Yeah. This makes me
Good
feel better
one.
about casting the spell or passing the spell bomb.
Yeah, I think the other argument is that there's only one card like Ravager, but there's a bajillion different baubles you could actually end up with.
Uh huh.
So
Sealy makes artifacts, right? Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that one's good. There are 15 constructs in the cube, I believe. Specifically Arcbound Ravager, Scrap Trawler.
Ravager's just a beast.
Oh, Ravager's not a construct?
Yeah, just checked.
Nope, you're right. Well, there are 15 other ones then
I
somewhere.
can go get Hangerback Walker. I don't think Helm of Awakening is a card I want to cast.
No, I think just lands. I mean, you have, what is this, 26 playables already?
Yeah. So even if
Depending
I'm
on if you go for Ascendancy or not.
so even if I'm not playing red though, like the land's still good. It's still a shuffle effect for top, and it's still finding Hallowed Fountain.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, there's a construct. That's the one I was thinking of.
It's not the most powerful one.
No, it's the worst of the three. But the problem with, for whatever reason, Magic Online, they require the cube to be. Oh, I might take a Lion Sash
Yeah,
or something.
you like Lion Sash?
It's
We
a
have some sack
really
outlets.
strong card.
We've got like a lot of sack outlets.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that can work too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, for whatever reason, for Magic Online, they didn't allow a cube that was smaller than 540 cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
so
imagine
like,
it's just easier.
yeah, that one's good, but it's
Does
interesting.
this work
So
with
I
Ascendancy?
Springleaf Drum, it does not.
Oh, you only untap your creatures.
Paradise Mantle does though.
Oh yeah, Paradise Mantle would. I think I still want Drum. Yeah.
Giver, Braid, yeah, Braid's a good one. This deck is kind of sweet.
It's kind of cool.
Aether Vial.
I'm trying to think if there's like any chance I play that card. I think because I have the Mox Emerald and the Mana Crypt, I'm gonna be skipping my curve off enough that I just don't want it.
Yeah,
Like
I could
even-
totally see that.
Even like Springleaf Drums, like kind of skipping ahead. Or is this an outside chance I want deep analysis?
It's fine with Jeskai Ascendancy. So that's something. All right. Look at chat. Chat, do you have any combos? Caleb, did you want to make the cube 360? I originally wanted to make the cube 360, but then I realized that you could just have like, rather than, it's easier, I think, to make this cube in a 360 format because then you know what cards are in there and you can build around just the strongest cards. But by going 540, you get so many more like archetype overlaps. Like you'd probably never draft Jeskai Ascendancy artifacts in a 360 card cube because you would just have a streamlined artifacts deck. But I think the overlaps between these decks is like pretty fun and interesting. So going up to 540 was something I didn't want to do, but I'm happy I did.
Sure, yeah. How long ago did you go up to 540? How much of your testing was with that as opposed to beforehand?
Well, I think I started at 540 and then I tentatively went down to 360 for my own personal testing just to see what it would look like. But for the most part, I don't know if I would have gone down specifically to 360 exactly, but there was like a period of time where there was like 20 to 40 cards in the cube that I was just not happy with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, if I just cut these, my cube is done. You know, I just cut all these cards and the archetypes are finished or whatever. And then I considered like, well, I could just keep cutting it further and go down to 360. but then
Oh
I
shit! What up?
added the Dredge, Hogak, Vine, Discard, Survival of the Fittest archetypes. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the cube is a lot better with those instead of being smaller without them.
Sure.
Uh,
Oh, this Ratchet Bomb was late. Goof. I don't need that one.
I think it's good against you. I tend to bring in Ratchet Bomb against artifacts because like Hangerback Walker and Moxen and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's sweet. Anyone else have any questions? Hey, Caleb Gannon, what cards from New Capenna interest you the most to add to the cube? So there were two cards from the Commander set that I really wanted in the cube. The first is let me look it up actually. It was, where is this? Lethal Scheme. Have you seen that card?
Lethal what?
Lethal Scheme.
What does it do?
It's a 4-mana card that says destroy target creature or planeswalker. And then it has Convoke. It's 2 black. It has Convoke, and then it says when you cast it, basically each creature that convoked it connives.
Okay.
So in my cube in particular, it would replace probably the Mummy or whatever, the Miasma Gumi that discards. Because if you convoke it with 4 creatures, you get 4 separate loot effects. So if you have like a Dredge card in your graveyard, you just dredge 4 times.
Sure.
And kill a creature for 0 mana. So that's one that I really wanted to add. And then another one that I really wanted to add was Currency Converter, which is essentially whenever you discard a card, you can tap this to create a 2/2 rogue or a treasure token. And it's a 1-mana artifact, which is just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to see these cards to be able to grok them. My brain's not quite there right now. But anyway, you got to get dinner at some point, right?
Yeah, I might.
This seems like a good
cool.
spot. You missed the draft portion, the full draft portion of the first draft. So between that draft and this one, you got your full you got the full drafted on the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
I super appreciate you coming on. I value your thoughts on your cube and all the work that you put into it. And obviously, I'm excited to spend some days streaming it over the course of this week. So you've also benefited my content cycle greatly. so content creator to content creator. Thanks for that.
I appreciate it, and Caleb to Caleb as well.
Yeah, and Caleb to Caleb.
And you've made my life better because the more people playing this cube, I just want to watch people play this cube like so much. I'll be binging your content, I'm sure.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And if people want to see, I think my video's live too at some point soon. So
That's nice.
I'm plugging my YouTube channel. It's Caleb Ganon MTG on YouTube. I'll be posting daily while the cube is up and probably hoarding a lot of videos after that.
Nice. So yeah. Save them up so you have like this slow, steady stream of cube coming in.
Yep.
I do that too. Cube's so good. It's so good for content. Sure. Anyway, yeah, thanks again.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna head out. If you have any thoughts, obviously when the cube is over, I'm looking for like all the feedback I have. So
absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna ping you at some point about that stats program that you mentioned too.
Oh, so, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we can reconnect.
And one more thing, would you be interested in doing like tournaments with
like a little cube? like an 8 or 16 person mini thing?
Yeah, like a small, maybe like streamers or just people who make content, like doing something competitive with this.
I'm into that for sure. The big thing for me is timing.
Okay.
Because I work nights, so anything before like noon my time is kind of off the table because of my sleep schedule.
Okay.
But anything after noon, I'm down with.
Sounds good. Well, I'll start planning that in the background and hit you up at some point.
Yeah, heck yeah. That sounds sweet.
I won't take up too much more of your stream. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Bye, Caleb.
Later.
Oh, he didn't say bye, Caleb back. What was the point of having him on if I couldn't if we couldn't buy Caleb each other?
Oh shit, what up?
No, that was good. Super interesting folk. And I hadn't really known much about him, like his personality. We had not really interacted before his guesting on here. I had literally just we'd kind of pinged each other on Twitter, and this was the first time we talked or anything. I've never like met him in person or something. I think literally every other person I've had on my stream to guest, I've interacted with in person beforehand. So I'll roll the dice a little bit. Seems like a very even-keeled folk though, huh? And definitely produces some top tier content. The stars aligned in a real nice way. Even Jorbs. I've not interacted with Jorbs in person, but by the time he guested on my stream, I had like watched enough of his stream and talked with him on like Twitter and talked with each other on each other's streams. Like I'd still interacted with Jorbs before he guested on my stream. It was not a anyway. Caleb Ganon's smart. He's super smart. Yeah, very clearly. I like the way that he thinks about magic as well. Speaking of Jorbs, him and Jorbs have that very like even delivery with their sentences and stuff, and they're both really good at like breaking down like complex ideas into very grokkable patterns, which I like. Which I assume most folks that are a fan of strategy content like. Hey, SD Piper 12, thanks to the sub, thanks to the 38 months. All right, I'm going to play some tunes here. I'm going to adjust my volume so I don't blow out everybody's headphones. And then y'all can let me know if the volume's good. Yeah, so there's a few different ways we could go with this. We could play like kind of a normal artifact deck that just backdoors into salvagers. Like Master of Ethereum's a pretty heavy hitter. We don't have plating, but we do have Ravager and Copter and stuff. So that could work, just cutting the Ascendancy stuff. Blasting Station is pretty sweet with Hangerback, but it's not very good with the rest of my deck. I guess it's another sack outlet for Assistant, if we want to have, like... I guess Assistant's not really a combo with Emery, unless you need more pings. Ascendancy could be really cool. How would the mana be? We'd have, like, basically 2 colorless lands. We have one of each fetch, and a Hollowed Fountain. And Springleaf Terrarium and stuff. Maybe it'd be okay. I don't think I'd be playing the Ox. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Buggle Struggle, thanks for the 29 months. You put the music down. Okay, I can do that.
Oh shit, what up?
Yeah, I set it roughly where it was before. But I can still adjust. Is this better? Do cut Fate Stitcher? I think you have to play Fate Stitcher if you're playing Ascendancy. But yeah, obviously they're over here in the same pile for a reason. Thanks for the 57 months there, Flecken. Looking at these cards is low-key overwhelming. It is, yeah, there's a little bit of that. Might be a touch more. It is loud track, so that might be part of it. But there, I just adjusted it slightly again. If we do go Ascendancy, we can cut Ending too. But I think we want to do the Artifact beatdown thing. We want to keep an Ending. I like having all these 2s. They all work really well together. I think even if I keep it, even if I cut Ascendancy, I think I want to keep it in top. We have like 3 fetches, and then it plays well with Emery can work as another fetch, and then it's good with Psy, right? Just make sure that we can trigger Psy every turn. It does something similar with like Monastery Mentor and Sensei's Dividing Top. Obviously, it's not as busted with Psy, but it's doing something similar. With no equipment, I guess we have Nettle Cyst. Maybe I'm underrating Nettle Cyst. I was bemoaning how we didn't have cranial plating, but Nettle Cyst is doing something similar. Let's go. You're excited to play? Yeah, we are not there yet. Dig site engineers kind of mana intensive, but really good. Emery's basically a 1 or 2 drop in this deck. I'm thinking about not playing That's Champion. Oh, I'm playing Nettle Cyst. I'm still tempted by Blasting Station. Workshop Assistant with 3 sack outlets is insane, and just 1 is a little iffy. Blasting Station's kind of cool with Psy and Hangerback Walker, and not much else. I think it's better than Altar of Dementia. Just pinging off random shitters. You run 14 lands? Or are you counting the fucking... I usually count Mana Crypt and Mox Emerald as lands. I assume you are too. Yeah, I guess I kind of agree. We could play one more spell. We don't need to, though. I'm not sure which spell it would be, too. It'd be like Oust or something. Turn 1, crack Lion's Eye Diamond, discard Deep Analysis, flashback Deep Analysis. Yeah, we could be playing, like... It could be a lot more combo-y. I kind of like don't even like Etch Champion that much in here. I think playing 17 mana sources is fine, even though we've got some air in here with like Springleaf Drum. We also have Sensei's Dividing Top for filtering and Smuggler's Copter for filtering. Emery giving basically infinite gas. Or Rock Salvager is literally giving infinite gas. This is alright. Is there a reason to favor one over the other? Aether Spellbomb is basically a blue card. I could see a game where we get locked up sacking Aether Spellbomb every turn with Emery. So maybe I'll play one more blue. White activates Auric Salvagers. A lot of stuff that we're getting back with Auric Salvagers like doesn't cost colored mana to play though. All the fetches get Hollow Fountain, so that doesn't really matter. Alright. I want a mountain? What do I want a mountain for? Am I missing something? Yeah, that'd be different if there's still Ascendancy in. I think there's, like... Ascendancy might still be correct in here. It might just, like... You don't have to play that many spells to, like, overrun your shit, right? And Ornithopter and Gingerbread attacking as 3Xs is a lot better than them attacking as 0s. It might be correct to just play it. Let's try this out. Let's give this a spin. If it feels underpowered, we can muck with it. This is certainly, like, the easiest way to build this, right? And there's some value there, just getting into games. I should retitle the stream. Now this is a single Caleb stream. Today's Wednesday. Should I do an early stream tomorrow? This blasting station looks like shit. Well, let's throw on elves. We can like turn one ping something. Oh god. I'm jelly that retrofitter. Much better. Just thinking if I want to crack the Terrarium next turn, because I could tap the top to draw it, run it out. Do that. Just get a card deeper. How do you support my stream through Mana Trader's rental process? Good question. Just use my referral link, and you can use my my coupon code for percentage off with them. And that's all linked in the stream description. Yeah, Mana Trader is, of course, a great rental service if you want to try using Magic Online, but you don't want to have to manage a collection of your own. Very smooth. And I even have a Magic Online collection, but I use them all the fucking time. It's kind of nice to just be able to supplement, not have to buy, like, literally everything. I'm like really regretting not prismaticing the retrofitter now they played Ornithopter, because if I prismatic ending the retrofitter now, that just like make a 4/4 in response. Can I deal with the 4/4 here? Do I still get something if the discount code is expired? No. Is it? I can double check that real quick. Oh, you're right. It literally ended on May 1st. Cool. Well, this next one's good until September 1st, so I won't have to change it for a while. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for the heads up. This is my new one. Oh, this Sumizawa is gonna murder me. Oh, they didn't make a 4-4. Maybe they missed that they could. Hey, Tempest Scalum, thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing the prime there. Let me get the new code in the stream description, too. Yeah, thanks again for that heads up. I'm really bad at tracking that sort of thing. Oh, how did the XSplit broadcaster one get way up there? It should be at the bottom of this page. All right. Updated stream description with the correct code. No, I lost the flip. It's frustrating that I can't I can't do anything with this copter hum. You didn't mean to derail the gameplay? Oh, I'm thanking you. You're good. I'm only like a minute behind my opponent or whatever. It's not a big deal at all. Yeah, when I kept this opener, I was aware that it had a lot of air going on, but most of our openers are a lot better if we have Mana Crypt or Mox Emerald, and it had both. So with some of our draws, we could have just popped off. And the top was a pretty good draw, obviously, but kind of ran out of... Shuffle of X here, kind of spinning my wheels. So we would get a reshuffle, but we wouldn't be able to see a new card until next turn. I mean, while like the 4/4 is beating down, they're adding to their board, etc. I think just one mountain's fine. I can see spots where I'll like regret not having Blasting Station in. Signal Pest and Ornithopter are like kind of weak in the deck, but they are cheap artifacts for Psy and Springleaf Drum and the like. I could cut a land, but like now we even have more churn. Do I need Fate Stitcher just because I have Ascendancy in? That's an interesting question. We can fight it with the Emery Mill. Yeah, I don't think Ascendancy has to go infinite in this deck. I think just like a few triggers is probably going to be pretty good. This is a hand that could really use that Mana Crypt that we had in that first game. This hand's slow as shit. Skilling looks good against Changeling at least. Yeah, green black elves did not drop a game. It looked very convincing. I think we ended up with a decent version of that archetype hum. Why is Fate Stitcher amazing with Ascendancy? Because it keeps on untapping with the Ascendancy, so it lets you like churn through your deck. It's like a mana dork, right? You can also like loot it away with the Ascendancy and then bring it back. It's just it's basically a combo. I guess I'm supposed to bid Nettle Cyst and hope we can get back with Emery. I could see discarding Tinker too. Getting the shield down would be nice, but we can also just like start drawing with it next turn too. We have like infinite plays with the top. Just lets me play the Emery and then also ping the Changeling. Best hits of Vintage and Pauper? Yeah. Yeah, it has that vibe going on. Pauper is kind of a powerful format. Ooh. I'll take it. We get ninja'd. Guess there's no reason to make this complicated. Just keep drawing cards. Has to be a 0-mana artifact that can die ECP math, but yeah. Yeah, that would allow a 0-mana artifact to die, wouldn't it, Math? If you had a sack outlet. Very good. Feels like another ninja's coming in, I think I can block this thing. Guess I'll just put the monoskillion in front of it. Considering an upkeep, top spin. I'm also considering just like raw drawing, because then I can start triggering the engineer. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Rourke, thanks for the 23 months there. Well, hopefully I don't fucking die. I thought about doing tinkering shenanigans. Maybe I should have. Tinker, go get LED here, and then LED can let me, and then I would both sack the Mana Crypt and then also get back Nettlecyst this turn. Yeah, deal. The overlay? Are you talking about Stream Decker? It should be good now. Sometimes the bot decides to leave for whatever reason. I'm gonna sack this before I do anything too crazy. I could just bring it back. Bring back the Mana Crypt here. I could get rid of all their flyers, bring back Monoskillion to kill the Fairy Seer, and then a Braid. I think I just want to make some more Constructs. Yeah, I'll just do this. I kind of wanted to hold up a braid, so the ninjutsu something, like odds are I can kill it. I can just do so much per turn. Being like overwhelmed by my own value. Yeah, for life. I don't know if I want to like burn a braid on a single fairy seer, and I certainly don't want to lose a quarter of my health. Just sacking Gingerbread and rebuying it is tempting. I guess any ninja at all kills me here, with the Brazen Borrower. Bad way to go. 3 damage. All right. No. Brutal. Yeah, like I said, overwhelmed by the value. So many options. Good time though. Every time you get a trigger to make a construct with the dig site engineer, it's like an extreme test of willpower to not get your value 7/7 or whatever the fuck. I think I got exactly greedy enough, math. That's what I think. Maximize that value. Don't want to bring the Ascendancy in. Ah, we got a match. We'll start it now. Exactly, Dendy. Dendy gets it. What's the point of even playing Magic? We're just gonna throw away 7/7s. This opener's kind of sexy. I think we lead on turn 1 Hangerback Walker. And then we can activate it on tune, play the Ravager out. It is a wild cube, Beers. That is an accurate assessment. Is it more powerful than Vintage Cube? The individual cards are less powerful than Vintage Cube, but you can still get some very fast kills. With our Elves deck, we had like 3 or 4 turn 4 kills over the course of the league. But you're doing it with like synergies between your cards instead of with like Dark Ritual into Yawgmoth's Will or something along those lines. All right, new plan. I do math. I do enjoy that, yeah. I also enjoy this. Oh, man. I feel better already. Some people just wake up and choose violence. I think I'm going top, activate, and then I'm not spinning. I think I'm just activating the hanger back walker is what I'm doing. Hell yeah, Mikey. I mean, might as well activate now, maybe I shouldn't F6. I want to tap top here. Do I have my own cube? I built a cube. It didn't turn out very well. It needs a lot of work to overhaul it. We actually talked about that a little bit. Me and other Caleb talked a little bit about my forays into cube building. It's very time intensive building a cube, and then once you actually have it built, like it's kind of like a rough draft or a sketch. You know, it's not it's very rare to just like start with a finished piece, right? Just like if you're gonna build a deck, it's very rare that your first draft of a deck is actually good. Takes a little bit of refining and stuff to get a balanced play experience. And I haven't done that. I haven't done that work with the cube that I have in paper. Ooh, okay. Okay. So they can't go infinite here because they don't have infinite mana. But for every mana they spend, they can scry and gain 2 life. I think I want to get this Malira off the board fucking now. That's what I think. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Noah Constrictor, thanks for the 29 months. Yeah, WoW Cube season. It's gonna be a good couple of months. We have the Proliferate Cube happening. And we'll be able to resolve the triggers here individually, get some nice pings. Too bad things can't sack artifacts, huh? Be kind of cool at top. Yeah, Proliferate Cube happening at the end of this month. All of next month is Vintage Cube. And I've been considering doing a 30-day challenge for it. Wait, did I already sack something to ping Malera? I did, I just wasted a ping. Oh well. And then with Malera off the board, it's gonna be a regular Kitchen Finks now. Good job, Magic Online team. Yeah, good job, Magic Online team. Broken clock, etc., etc. No, I kid. The, yeah, that's fine. I, for one, have been enjoying the extremely cube-friendly Magic Online content schedule that we've been blessed with. That shit is ruled. I think I'm supposed to ping the Finks here. Oh, they're gonna get a 1/1 blocker anyway. Yeah, it's my favorite content to make, Taboo. A little bit more in my element. I think just doing this is okay. It's not especially exciting. It feels like I should be doing more with the options in my hand. Oh, they can block ping the Ravager. I guess I can sack to pump the Ravager. Is it something I want to do? Yeah, that's fine. What Tinker targets are in the deck? There's a couple good ones. There's Nettle Cyst is probably the most powerful. And then we also have Lion's Eye Diamond to compare to combine with Oriok Salvagers. So Tinker can help find that. I'm surprised they took this. It's Caleb Gannon's cube, Peacecraft. So you'd have to take it up with him. Sure. What is this 80s training montage playlist? That's a good way to put it. I was gonna sack the top here, but is it working? Is it getting you hyped to train? Do you want to be the best around? I am going double killer. I am going to Gen Con. I'm very excited about it. It's been too long. It's been like 5 years or something. Gen Con. I like that. Let's make a couple constructs. Should I be worried about this opponent going infinite? Oh, I can just make them chump with the red cap. Maybe second engineer is better. Where's Gen Con this year? It's always at Indy. I guess not always. It was originally at like Lake Geneva. That is where it got its name. And I think Indiana had some, or they were considering some like anti-LGBT legislation. And Gen Con is like one of the main sources of revenue for Indianapolis. And they were like, no, don't do that, or we might consider moving maybe someday. And they were like, okay, we won't do it. That's how my memory works, though. That was like 5 or 6 years ago. Might be misremembering. I wonder if there's a way to get lethal this turn. With blasting station pings. I think because they're at 3 life, I get to win here. So, like, they have infinite, but... Yeah, I think my blasting station resolves first, because it's their turn. I think if they try and combo on my turn, then their blasting station resolves first, and they can kill me while like my untap trigger's on the stack. So what were they doing again? Solitude seems really good against Malera combo. We just only have 4 white cards, is the issue. The only issue with Solitude. Blasting Station certainly earned its slot hum. Yeah, basically AppNap is just saying that if it's your turn, and you and the opponent both have an effect that triggers at the same time, if it's your turn, your effect goes on the stack first, so it'll resolve last. And if it's the opponent's turn, their effect goes on the stack first, so theirs resolves last. And AppNap, as someone pointed out in chat, is active player, non-active player, which is not like It's a little gargony. Jargony. Jargon. What was I thinking? Oh, I was thinking if I want to splash this a braid. Or get this solitude in here. I know I don't want to be infinite comboed if I can avoid it. Looked like they had some nice consistency on that. Yeah, maybe just playing Solitude's better. Could play the Oust as well. Cut like Terrarian. Cut a land. What were a few cards that wanted to throw in but couldn't make work? Yeah. This is Caleb Gannon's cube. We did ask him a lot of those questions though. so you're questioning for Caleb Ganon. My talk with him is going to go up on YouTube, and you'll be able to see it there. In all its uncut glory. He hung out while we drafted a bit. This thing kind of fucking rules, huh? You love uncut glory? Oh no. Now you're making it sound like something different. Now you're making it sound like a... European porn tape. Hey Schwab 002, thanks for 53 months there. Too bad I peaked early on. Yeah, I was saying that elf deck is probably not going to be topped. It's probably that's it. Wrap it up. Start off with the 6-0. No. Okay, that's... I was so ready for a Fatal Push here. I don't even know if Fatal Push is in the cube. Like, I almost held the list shield to make sure I could get value. Floated Strand to hand. Opponent's not at very much life, huh? Couple shocks and a vamp. That was the first time we attacked them. I mean, it was turn 2, so... Playing some kind of Death Shadow over there. Opponent's name checks out. Gotta love the green. Yeah. The green. Reminds me of Swamp Thing. I need to read more Swamp Thing. I read Alan Moore's run. Really loved it. Got me on like a huge Alan Moore bent. And I watched some of the Justice League stuff. Let's play this actually. kind of want to draw a card. They are a combo deck. Maybe I want to leave it up. Let's draw a card. Oh, Jesus. Man with a Swamp Thing tattoo? Yeah. And the Swamp Thing tattoo that I have is from Alan Moore's run. It was like inspired from that, from a couple of different splash pages in there. Total Bomb artistry, I believe. But I haven't read much new Swamp Thing after the reset and all that. That new 100 shit that happened a few years back. I should check it out. I like the character, obviously. In case you were wondering why I'm sandbagging the Springleaf Drum, this triggers once per turn, so firing all my artifacts off wouldn't give me all those draws, right? Well, now if I draw another land next turn, I'll still have an artifact. Get another card deeper into the deck. This card is fucking terrifying in their deck. Oh, it has to be an artifact creature. I'm super wrong. Do we attack or do we chill? They could actually onboard Eat the Lishiel by sack, and then make a spawning pit token, block with a 2/2 and a 3/3. I was gonna pass. Caleb finally on the other side of a Veteran Explorer. Yeah, right? It's happened before. Back in the day when I used to like write and make videos for Channel Fireball, I'd find that the day after I put up a video or an article about a deck, I was like way more likely to face my exact list in the queues. What I'm getting at is I've played a few Nick Fit mirrors. I've probably played more than the average person. I wouldn't say more than anybody, because there's gotta be like some metagame out there with like fucking some small store with 5 Nick Fit players all jamming the fucking shitter ramp mirror into each other every week. Nick Fit Joe? Yeah, Nick Fit Joe probably has me beat. They got me. I gotta say, I don't mind losing with this draw. I'll survive. What did I board the Abrade? Oh, right, I brought the Oustin instead. Yeah, it's good enough for me. The old infinite life, infinitely large squirrel, infinite tutus. We did have Mana to Solitude. Yeah, I'm gonna run it back as is. I'm just gonna draw better. You came home and a whole bottle of milk had blown up in your fridge? That sounds terrifying. Was it all like, it was all congealed then, right? Or was it still like liquidy? This thing would be awesome with a blue source. I got excited when I saw the salvagers. That was the first time I drew salvagers. Alright. It's awkward bidding Solitude, because I think it's very good against them. But I don't think I want to bid a land here. I have to bid 2 fucking cards. Fuck, alright. Okay. You like the Abrade Splash? What would you have cut? That was the issue. I'd already worked in the Oust and the Solitude. So I'd be cutting, like, even more things and trying to play, like, a control role. I kind of still want to be a aggro deck, you know? I kind of still want my artifacts to work together and stuff. Well, maybe that's wrong. I probably should have also cracked the Tarn here so I could shuffle the Solitude back in. Yeah. This is not a good attack. They just took it anyway. They might need all their pieces, right? An uncracked Putrid Goblin is not very good for Infinite. Or, I'm sorry, a cracked one. If it always has the -1/-1 counter, it's a lot harder. You have to, like, undo the -1/-1 counter somehow. But right now, all they need is a Malarian Sack Outlet. How goes the Cuban? It's going decent. The Elephant only triggers once per turn, yeah. Yep. Red Cap, okay. Do I not play MGT Arena? I didn't know MTGT was a thing. Yeah, I play a lot of Cube. There's not currently a Cube on Arena, but there's this awesome one on Moto. This guy named Caleb? Yeah, Caleb Ganon, to be clear. Literally had him guest on my stream. I almost just want to fucking load this up and get in for 3. Probably wrong. Is this crop rotation? Yeah, it's gonna give them a Sack Outlet, and now Murderous Redcap can kill the Gingerbread. That's hilarious. Well, I guess I'm gonna gain 3 life. Was not expecting that. I guess my Elephant can attack. And then I might take 5 on the crackback. Is that okay? It's probably okay. Hey, Sergeant Fate. What's there? Song requests? Wait until after this draft, please. Appreciate you asking. The issue with song requests is sometimes the content doesn't make it up on YouTube. Yeah, 5N. And part of my Caleb Ganon interview was right at the draft portion of this draft. But after this one, we can fuck around a little bit. Fuck. Where's the Jeskai Ascendancy when you need one, Throwing a Ravager in the bin? Yeah, I mean, 3/3 unblockable would have been pretty nice. The natural Malira draw. Okay, fair enough. I did give them a lot of turns, It's like turn 6 here. I don't have any disruption or pressure. 0-2. I'll play this last round out. And I'm gonna go full Ascendancy for the last one. Get a little bit more combo-y here. I almost want to cut the dig site. That card can win by itself. Maybe the double red on Ox is rough. Plays really well with some of our cards though, like Ascendancy looting and Small Copter looting. I almost wonder if I'm supposed to cut the Copter. Card kind of rules though, Is Tinker still good? Well, I still have Salvagers in here. So I think the Tinker's still good, yeah. And there's still Nettle Cyst. Those are the two cards that I was getting before. Might even be more good now, right? Because I could see getting like Altar of Dementia if I have Jeskai Ascendancy going. Signal Pass is kind of like a 1-mana Ornithopter if we're going more combo. Maybe I'm not supposed to be playing Magmatic. I have flooded a bunch though. That is good with the Ascendancy. If I cut the shield, I do like this card, but we are down on artifact creatures now. Let's gin this. Is Conflagrate terrible? Kind of. We're not really drawing cards, right? Ascendancy's just looting. So it's not like I'm getting a ton of cards in hand for Conflagrate. Fast Bond? That's an exciting one. All we need is a blue source and or more artifacts. Thoughts on the cube? I'm really enjoying this cube. It's for the record, it's extremely rare for me to start 0-2 in a cube draft and want to play the last round. That's a good sign that I'm enjoying myself. What if I just like engineer Altar of Dementia for the win? Just get enough of a board presence. Win the game with this Ascendancy rotting in hand. Oh, I've seen a lot of non-game Spice Weasel. Squandered Resources Fast Bond. Less than Vintage Cube? Yeah, but Vintage Cube has the most non-games out of any cube. So you're right there. I think we can literally win by decking next turn. By sacking this germ, milling for 5. Moving it, milling for 10. Moving it, milling for 10. Oh, it's not 10 with the second one, because I'd be sacking a car instruct, but I drew a land, so I get to make another one here anyway. Yeah. Didn't hate that. Didn't hate that at all. Hey, Analog City, thanks for 18 months there. You can't believe how much playtesting he put in this cube. Yeah, he had a lot of help too, It sounds like his whole, like a lot of his Discord was involved. And people doing like actual drafts and stuff. A lot of times making and developing a cube is kind of a lonely process. You like goldfishing hands and shit. And you kind of need a communal effort to get something polished. You kind of need to actually get some real drafts in at some point. And it sounds like his community was a big help with that. Kind of awesome. No! You think they take the Ascendancy to salvage A's? We actually have Ascendancy mana. No! So all we need is an LED and an artifact creature that costs 1. I think it's just Gingerbread. Yeah, Gingerbread's the only one with 1 power for salvagers to rebuy and sack to altar. I'd do it too. 1 fucking mill at a time through 30 cards. Do I run out the salvagers or do I play this Terrarian? I think because it takes a turn to cycle a Terrarian, I want to play it now. So I can get that extra card next turn. Sure. How sick would an LED have been? Just like right there off the top. Ravager has 1 power, you can get it back with salvagers though. So for Alter Dimension to be a kill with salvagers, you need to be rebuying something that costs 1 and have at least 1 power for the altar. So like it doesn't work with Ornithopter, right? One LED, yeah. Or Tinker for LED. That's why there's a Tinker in here.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, M Holiday, thanks for 49 months. I think I'm gonna have assistant mill me, because if I can mill the LED, if I can mill the LED, then I can get it back with salvagers. Oh my fucking god. I could have won last turn. So right now the Aether Spellbomb is like sort of protecting the salvagers. I guess not, they could respond, but the LED crack. Should I do the Altar of Dementia win? It's so painful. It's like the worst way to win. Oh, I could just go get Blasting Station. That's quicker. Opponent, thankfully not making me go through another 15 loops there, because I need to generate 4 mana per loop, right? Rebuying the Ornithopter and rebuying the LED for 1 point of damage. That's the same rate for killing with Walking Ballista, though. That's the same amount of clicks as the Legacy win con. And you can auto yield some of them. The Blasting Station. Yeah, I like that last build. The last build of the deck. I think I should have had a bit more balls and gone for that build originally. Even though we didn't literally kill with the Jeskai Ascendancy, even though we didn't land it, it was still worth an opponent taking out of my hand with a discard spell, so it's still gas, right? And then the other parts of the deck were really nice. The Workshop Assistant, Altar of Dementia, that sort of stuff. Those cards just like worked well with the rest of it. Maybe we didn't quite have the stuff to be an aggro deck. Cool, let's draft again.